everybody, and welcome to Historic Holman Stadium, scene of today's game between the host Nashua Silver Knights and the visiting North Shore Navigators. John Collins along with Tom King. We are in the midst of the hottest day of the summer, I would venture to say.
Jimmy McCoy and Benjamin Roberts.
And it is going to be a scorcher throughout, you would imagine. There's hardly a cloud in the sky as you watch the big left-hander from Vanderbilt, Hunter Owen, taking his warm-up tosses for the Nashua Silver Knights. He'll be the starting pitcher, the big left-hander.
Vanderbilt University, Hunter Owen.
Hunter Owen. See what the stats are here. Of course, the Silver Knights got off to a rough start in this delayed season, but they have been putting some wins together of late. We have covered 2 games on Nashua ETV so far, and the Silver Knights have a 1-game winning streak going in those 2 games, so we'll see if that continues here today. Brilliant sunshine way up top. You can see by the little bit of shadow that is at Hunter's feet that the sun is really right overhead. So it may be a factor for some of the players on high pop-ups. So Tom King,
definitely the hottest
good to
day.
Be back with you.
Definitely the hottest. Same here, John Collins. Definitely, although I really trashed you the last time when you weren't here.
Wow.
Definitely the hottest day of the year. I don't think there's any question about it. It's humid. Not, it's, I guess the humidity is high, but the heat index is up over 100, I'm sure. Hunter Owen, they just picked him up about a week and a half, 10 days ago. And he came in and made 1 start, looked pretty good overall, and just had 1 bad inning. And, left-hander, so we'll see. But, John, after we last saw North Shore here on ETV, they became the hottest team in the league. They started off 6-0. They have fallen back to earth. The Nashua Silver Knights gave them their first loss in a walk-off game. And after that, on a Saturday night, a week ago Saturday, and after that, John, they have gone 1-6. They are 7-6 right now. Or 1-5, 7-6 right now.
So there's the story right
Back to
there
earth.
of the Silver Knights season here in game number 14, as it is Ben Maglary from the Northeastern Universities leading off the game, the right fielder for the North Shore Navigators in the dark tops. And if Hunter Owen looks like a big guy on your screen, that's because he is. It's 6'6" and 240 pounds.
Yeah, they go big with their pitchers here, John Collins. There's always something. Jeff Mossau, who started the season, he's 6'4", 6'3". They get big guys on the mound all the time. And by the way, Mossau, who started that night, in the last game we did here on ETV, he only pitched 1 inning, and the reason and got a 1-2-3 inning, but they took him out. The reason was he felt tightness in his elbow. So they have him on a different throwing regimen now and are taking their time with him, working with St. John's to see what they want to do. So right now he's on the DL. He wants to come back and pitch. We'll wait and see if that happens or not.
2 balls and 2 strikes on the leadoff batter in the game, Ben Maglary. Owen's got him set up for a fastball inside, and he can't get it over the plate, however, as he bounces it off the shin guards of Jack Aren behind the plate for the Silver Knights.
I believe this is game number 15 for Nashua, John. They were
15.
5-5 when they left to go on a 4-game road trip, and they went 2-2. They are 7-7 right now.
7-7. There we go. That's ripped to left, and it's going to get down for a hit. Scurrying over to cut it off is John Mead. It's a ringing single to begin the ball game by Ben Maglary. 1 out, none out, and 1 on.
Yeah, and this is a day, it's a hot day, but you would imagine that North Shore is probably going to try to run the bases a little bit. Try to put some pressure on the left-hander.
Yeah, they probably want to smoke out his move here, see what he has. A lot of times it's difficult to get a read on lefties, especially if you don't know them that well. And it's a modest lead over at first from Maglary. As the leadoff batter, you would imagine that he has some speed to employ. Second batter in the order is Cody Morissette.
And I would imagine Morissette being a contact guy, they may do a hit and run here. We'll wait and see.
A lot of Boston College guys in the game on either team.
There's a lot of D1 players, John, in this league this year because there's no other league playing. And you know what? When they go back to school, if they go back to school in the fall, they probably will have a very limited fall schedule, if at all.
Right over the top with the fastball for a strike is Owen. That goes over the head as that breaking ball slipped out of his fingers. 2 balls and 1 strike on Morissette. So at this point in the season, Tom, we probably have some league leaders in various categories. We'll have to check into that. And that one's low. So struggling a bit with his control early is Hunter Owen. That registered 90 miles an hour on the over-the-top fastball down low. 3 balls and 1 strike. A lefty-lefty matchup here, but it is a hitter's count. And they had him leaning.
Yep, they did.
That's the deception of the lefty right there.
With the slow throw over. There are some pitchers in this league, John, that have really good moves to first base. I saw a couple of them last week.
Yeah, some of these guys, they work on them in the mirror, and I imagine that Hunter Owen's one of those guys. Big swing and a miss, and that was, it almost looked like Morissette jumped ahead of that fastball. He swung over the top of it. So it is a full count. We'll see if Magliari, who's got leadoff batter speed, will take off on the payoff pitch. I am guessing he will. The 3-2 on the way. He's off, and they'll foul it off, and he'll retreat to first. So I played 9 this morning, Tom, up in Concord.
Did you really?
Yeah.
9 innings, that is, right?
9 innings, yes.
Yes, I didn't think you were a golfer.
My team, the Seacoast Braves, lost to Denny Linehan's team, the Litchfield Bison, and not the Bedford Bison. The reason I bring up Denny Linehan, he was a police officer here in Nashua for about 20, 30 years. And he's retired now. He's a great catcher. And it was hot. And you know what reminded me of it?
What?
That stolen base attempt there with the foul off, because it happened today.
Right.
And in my league, people don't run on successive pitches on hot days like this. They can't. They get gassed, you know. You have to wait 2 or 3 more pitches to steal again.
You didn't get any fights, did you?
No, no, I didn't.
All right, that's good.
No, there was the mellow me today, Tom.
You see how hot of a day it is.
Oh, scorcher.
I mean, if you can tell by here because there's no fans in the sun seats.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
they're
you're
all
right.
in the shade. They all migrated to the shade.
We got some smart fans, some smart baseball fans here in Nashua, and they know where to go. And that is the shade of the press box right in front of us. So plenty of social distance for that Brave fan over there. And
runner goes, and it's ball 4.
Yeah, it looked like kind of a changeup that faded inside at 82 miles an hour and missing the plate. So giving in a bit was Owen. He was throwing a lot of fastballs, and Morissette was fouling them off. But the first 2 batters who are aboard here, a threat for the Navs in the top half of the first, with their 3-hitter up there, Logan Bravo, the first baseman, a right-handed batter looking to do some damage early. Logan, another big guy, 6'5", 210. He plays ball for Harvard, and he is from Andover, Massachusetts. The right-handed batter in the box now against Hunter Owen. What that's all about. We do see the umpires. I give the umpires credit.
Oh, a lot of credit today. They got the masks
on, Tom.
And the home plate umpire is going to be so hot today that you will see. Whoever's training for the Nashua Silver Knights today, you will see water being brought out to these guys very frequently.
That's good. Owen checks the runner at second and comes to the plate, misses up and away, and is that the second pitch or the first? 1 ball and no strikes to Logan Bravo. What a great name for a baseball player.
Field back looking for 2. There is a nice hole there between short and third.
Sure is. And that one is low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, we're watching a pitcher right now, John, who's afraid to pitch to contact. That's what I'm seeing. He is low, away, low, high, inside, away
to nibble
to pitch.
A little too much?
Yeah, away, afraid to pitch to contact right now.
To the 3-hitter, Logan Bravo, awaiting a 2-0 fastball. No
there
doubt.
it is. That's what he needs to do more of.
Yeah, he didn't. That was at 90 also. That one didn't was not to Logan's liking for some reason.
Well, you
The
2-0.
gun is
You get a
3+,
2-0
Jim
pitch.
says.
It's a
What does
little
that
bit
mean?
inside. So
Oh, it's really 87. Well, aren't guns like that generally? They give you more credit. That was headed for the Tom King
yes, it was.
social distancing museum cubicle over there. So I've been wearing a mask, Tom, while I've been away, but apparently I needed a flak jacket. I was taking heat in the last telecast.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah.
What's that for?
I almost
You
called
and Jason?
I almost called Jason Roby John Collins.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he said that's the worst.
Oh.
He said I've been called worse, and I said no, you haven't.
Oh, wow. Zing. Wow, look at that. The 3-2 pitch, another payoff pitch on the way. Let's see if the runners dare to go in this situation. They stay put. Hard hit
There's
on a
the
hop.
2.
Shortstop to second for 1. And the pitcher's best friend for Owen as he gets a double play. It was hard hit, but right at the shortstop.
Well, they played him for 2. They shifted the shortstop over towards the middle, and it worked out perfectly. A one-hop stinger. And the double play is in order for the Silver Knights. Now the runner moves to third. So they get out of that a little bit better. If that had gone up the middle, we might have been in for a long first inning. A great move and a quick double play. And I'd seen some double play balls earlier in the season, John, that weren't turned because just the infielders were too quick with the move.
So it is up to the cleanup hitter to try to get a run home here with 2 outs and a man at third. Ben McGlary, the leadoff batter who struck a single to get on board, has moved over to third, but that pitcher's best friend, the double play, and Hunter Owen could get out of the inning unscathed, depending on what he does here with Alex Brickman. Brickman lofts one to right, running back to get it, and he can. It's over his head, that power, getting it over the head of Ben Rounds, and ending up at second base was Brickman. It just kept carrying.
Well, John, it kept carrying, but that was a late jump in right field, and I'll tell you maybe why. There was a change defensively. I think Dupree would have gotten to that ball, but he wasn't playing right field because they made a change just before the start of the game. Dupree moved to center, and Ben Rounds went to right. So if Dupree is in right field, I have to think that ball is going to be caught because he would have had a much better jump. Rounds did not see the ball right off the bat and got a late start.
Ground ball inside the bag. It's fair. This is going to plate another run as Brickman barrels around third base. And it's a double as the Navigators trade places at second base. The runner with 2 outs driven in by Cam Climo. The designated hitter gets his job done. So 2 2-out base hits for the Navigators and a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it's important. That double play was huge. But that ball, I don't know. It just, that ball to right field hung up there long enough. I would have thought that someone would have been able to get to it.
You're right, Tom. In this league, that is a catchable ball.
Yes, no doubt about it.
It has led to significant damage here in the top of the first inning.
And I think it's got to be with the time and the sun.
Yeah,
you know?
The sun was no friend of Ben Rounds.
No, not at all.
So 2 runs are in, and another RBI opportunity for the Navigators. Jake McElroy, the third baseman, looked at a ball and a strike, and toiling out there in the hot sun in the first inning here is Hunter Owen.
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to see from your starting pitcher on a day like this is having to throw a lot of pitches, and he has had to throw a lot of pitches in this inning.
The 6th batter of the inning is Jake McElroy. He looks at paint right there, one of the best pitches that Owen has thrown.
I think what Hunter Owen's got to do is think fastball and just try to bust him inside a little bit.
And this might be a good count to do it on. Well, he got it up, but it was probably above the strike zone, but going up to foul it off was McElroy.
That defensive swing.
Yeah. But he did get some extension on that, Tom. That's the pitch that you want him burying inside. Owen's got his sign and the 1-2 breaking ball. And it's
yeah, that was a
3.
good pitch. Outer part of the plate, had to dig down and get it.
But 2 runners crossed the plate for the Navigators in the top half of the first inning. North Shore's up by 2 as we go to the bottom of the first and get to watch the Nashua Silver Knights bat for the first time today.
Well, when we last left them, John, they were, struggling at the plate with the bats.
And no batting practice today, I'm told, Tom.
No, they don't do practice on Sunday. Sunday is a show and go day is what they call it. Because, it's a 3 o'clock start. They played the night before. So they basically go show and go, and they have Mondays off. So in this league, you have Mondays off, although I believe this is a camp week. I'm not sure, but I think it is.
Okay.
So, some of the players will be working tomorrow during the day anyway. So, but there's usually no BP on a Sunday.
So Pete Johnson, our fine executive producer, has provided us with some statistics to this point in the season. The leading hitter for the Silver Knights, as Tom knows, is Jared Dupree with a very impressive 447.
Yeah, Jared
average.
Dupree is the best baseball player, pure baseball player on this team in my mind.
Frelick is batting 424. He's not in the lineup today, is he?
Frelick for North Shore? No, he's not.
No, for
Sal Frelick is not for Nashua.
Yeah, he's
North
not in the
Shore.
lineup, right?
He's for North Shore. He's not in the lineup, but he is a Nashua killer.
Wow. He must get Sundays off in his contract.
Well, I don't know. The 2 games that we've done, Frelick played. I mean, he had a great. If you remember, he had a great night that opening night. He had a couple of hits and scored a run and knocked in a couple. So hitting in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, I want to make it clear that Dupree is leading the league at 447. League stats.
And John Dupree was not starting off real great. I mean, he had that home run on opening night, but he was only hitting in the 100s after the first 4 or 5 games, and he really picked it up. And he also got hurt. He got hurt about just about 9 days ago, and I saw him on Saturday a week ago, and I said, he was walking down towards the dugout. And I said, or maybe it was Tuesday, and I said, how you feeling? He goes, I'm all set.
Nice.
Yep. And John, they had something here the other night that you and I haven't seen yet. No one had seen yet here in Nashua. The home run derby. We'll talk about that in the in-between innings. I'll tell you all about it.
So Nate Espelin, I believe is how you pronounce it, the left-hander on the mound right now from the University of Dayton. Ground ball to the third baseman across the diamond in time to get the Silver Knights leadoff batter.
Chomsky, who had the walk-off hit last Saturday night that beat North Shore and handed them their first loss.
Nice play by Ryan Turenne, the third baseman for the Navs.
And here's Rounds, not a bad player himself.
So Ben Rounds up there for the Silver Knights, had that misadventure on the fly ball. First pitch swing, he's got a chance for a ground ball up the middle. He gets it. Diving try by the Navigators' Jonathan Luters, but it eluded Luters, and a base runner aboard for the Silver Knights, trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. We have a simultaneous game going on, of course, in the FCBL, and Brockton jumping out in front over Westfield 4-0 in the first. At Westfield, it was the top half of the inning. They got 4 runs, did the Brockton Rocks.
It's a long day, long drive on a hot day for Brockton.
Yeah. How's the Tom Pound doing? How's the pool?
I told Pete Johnson when he texted us today to remind us, I said, I've already made arrangements for the Jaws of Life to come in and scoop me out of the pool and get me here.
That's how much you were all about the pool.
That's
today.
how much, yeah, exactly.
Nice. What's the temperature about?
It's interesting. I don't want to bore too many people, but that cold weather we had Wednesday, Thursday, and the first half of Friday, oh boy, did that cool off that water. Makes it more refreshing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, I guess.
Yep.
just jammed on that swing inside. You can see as Ben Rounds is talking to himself about getting the bat head out. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. He got the fastball he was looking for, but it was a little late. Officially 97 degrees right now in Nashua, New Hampshire.
All right, John, I'll bring back some memories in a second after we get to in between innings here.
It's only 79 in LA.
I'll tell you about the other hot days that we've been here.
100 in Las Vegas. Yeah, we have had some hot ones.
Well, I guess I'll go to that. The hottest day that I think we've ever been here was the National Pride game that went into extra innings.
Yes.
And it lasted about, what, 15, 16 innings? Sam Horn hit a home run to tie the game up in the bottom of the ninth, and we were there for another 2 hours.
That was a nightmare. It
Yes,
would
it
not
was.
end.
Runner goes.
It felt like it was 105 in the booth that we were in. That was the old Holman Stadium booth.
Yep, that was the old brick booth. It was. Stolen base,
Brick
John,
and
is
metal.
a swing and a miss, but it wasn't fouled off.
Okay, he missed it, so staying at second base, staying put is Ben Rounds after the base hit up the middle. He steals second, so 1 out, 2 balls and 2 strike count on Jared Dupree.
I
the
try to
league's
blow a
leading hitter.
fastball by Dupree here.
Really?
He's seen the curve.
No respect.
He's seen the curve. I try to blow a fastball by him.
The 2-2 on the way. And it's a rocket, and it's a misplay at second, but no error. As trying to get the quick double play.
Well, he didn't try to blow the fastball by him. He took something off it. Dupree right on top of it, but right at the first baseman.
Yeah, that was about a 100-mile-an-hour line drive.
Here's Dom Keegan, who was the hero at the last home game. Why? Because he hit 11 home runs in the home run derby.
Wow. Good for him. He got into a groove, huh?
Well, he didn't start out that way, but I'll talk to you about it after, in between innings.
Vanderbilt's Dominic Keegan, the first baseman for the Silver Knights, with a 2-out RBI opportunity. Good snag by the Navigators catcher, Ryan Tureen. Well, the third baseman for Navs is Jake McElroy, who's retired a batter earlier in the inning. Tureen is the catcher for the Navigators as he waits the toss from the left-hander, Epsilon.
Oh, took something off that one.
Took a lot off of that.
Sure did, didn't he?
And
Wow.
way out in front
Oh.
was Keegan. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Rounds would love to come around and score Silver Knight's first run, but it's going to take something from Keegan. Foul.
Again out in front.
Yeah. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He would seem to be set up for the hard stuff inside. Let's see what Epsilon offers here from the North Shore lefty. 6 feet, 185 pounds. Looking the runner at second, and another slow breaking ball. And Tureen is going to retire Keegan at first base, so a strikeout ends the bottom of the first, just as the strikeout ended the top of the first, but it was the Navigators who did the most damage in the opening frame. 2-0, North Shore leads the Silver Knights here on a dog day of summer afternoon, a Sunday.
And there's the
in
water
July.
being out given to the umpires. As a matter of fact, John Collins, I'm just going to take a little quick break and hit the refrigerator here.
Hydrating.
Now, let's see how many push-ups our players
All of us
do.
need to on this hot day. Some Silver Knights players ready to do some push-up contesting over there in front of the first base dugout. Our cameraman today, Jim McLean, panning over to take in the action. It's nice to be in your early 20s. You could do push-ups forever in 97-degree heat. There they go. Jim says, don't make me come down there and embarrass you guys. How many push-ups I can do? 5?
Let's hear it for your Silver Knights.
That's 35 push-ups in dog years, isn't it? 5 push-ups?
Well, John, on that Tuesday night, Nashua
home run derby night?
Yes, it was home
Tell
run
us.
derby night. And they were facing Brockton. And they had rallied from a 3-2 deficit to take a 5-3 lead. And then Brockton chipped away and tied it up with a run in the 8th and a run in the 9th. And both teams had opportunities to win the game in the bottom of the 9th, top of the 10th, bottom of the 10th. Didn't do it. So out comes the L screen and time for a home run derby. And you get 3 minutes. So it's like the NHL shootout in a way, except it's, it's home run. So in other words, the umpire starts the clock at 3 minutes for the top of the inning, and Brockton
Hit by pitch.
Yep, got him. So Brockton went first, and their guy pounded out 10. Now you get timeouts because it's you're hitting, swinging right.
You get to break up the 3 minutes a little bit?
Yeah, you get to break it up. You get 3 timeouts, and you could also substitute twice if you want to. So.
What do you mean substitute? Like a different hitter?
Yes, different hitter.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Wow.
Yep. So, but no one did.
We stuck with Dominic Keegan.
So, and Keegan got off to a slow start. Then he got hot, and then they called timeout, and he went through another stretch, and he hit the tying 2.
Possible double play ball
I don't
here.
think so. Whoa, tag out,
Tags
yes.
the runner, throws to first.
There it is.
Well
You're right, John.
done.
The tag out is the only way he could do it, and the timing worked.
That was Stallman with a nice play.
And Stallman on the road in the top of the 9th at New Britain tied a game on their first road game of the week on Wednesday night, and sent the game. Nashua rallied for 3 runs in the top of the 9th to win that game 5-4.
Lucas Stallman from Boston College and a resident of Bedford Hills, New York.
Yeah, and I think I told the story opening night. I'll tell it again in a minute. But that home run derby, Kyle Jackson calls timeout as he sees Keegan tired. It's the second timeout of the frame. And Keegan takes a break. There's 20 seconds left.
20 seconds.
And on the next pitch, boom, over the Snyder sign and over the lower billboards to the right corner of the scoreboard. And that went right over. And most of the home runs were to left field anyway.
Number 11?
Yep.
And that was
number
the winner?
11. And they all run out and,
That's awesome.
celebrate.
That was just off the plate, Hunter Owen.
But I never saw a more jubilant celebration other than winning in a postseason game than when this team beat North Shore and handed North Shore their first loss a week ago Saturday. That was one of the most intense games with the players and fans very much involved on every pitch and every call that I've seen in a while. It was an event to see. The celebration, John, went out to left field.
Nice.
After Shumsky hit the base hit to win the game.
3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs to the 9-hitter in the order, Jonathan Luters, the Navigators second baseman. And we'll await this pitch. Tom, we have waiting in the wings to talk to us very kindly. Ball 4, Katie Arend, the assistant general manager for the Nashua Silver Knights, joins us. Welcome, Katie.
Thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome. Have you ever been interviewed on TV and during a game before?
Not during a game, but I have been interviewed before. I swam for the University of Vermont, so we did press quite a bit.
Okay. No nerves at all, Tom.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
You didn't know that,
Giving me food for thought,
that
Katie.
She didn't swim. She swam for Vermont.
It's a good thing I'm on vacation.
I just read a story in Sports Illustrated about how difficult it is for the swimmers, the Olympic swimmers, to train right now. Did you happen to see that?
Yeah, I did. It's a little bit different right now because this is supposed to be an Olympic year, and they obviously don't have pools available for them to swim in. So they have to take a little bit of a break and use what they can on dry land to kind of get stronger. But from what I've seen, people are making do and getting creative, just like every other sport has had to do during this time.
I've got the perfect pool for you to practice in, Katie. Right, Tom?
It's a little short, John. It's not an Olympic-sized pool.
Excuse me. What do you mean, the Tom
But
Pond
you
has
can
a
work
small
on your
pool?
sprints there, Katie.
All of a sudden, the Tom Pond has a small pool.
Well,
I don't know. I thought it was gigantic.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one in it, so that makes it a small pool. Right?
Oh, that's awesome. It's a little bit of 2-out trouble here for Hunter Owen. The ground ball up the middle by the leadoff batter, McGlary. So back-to-back hit.
Katie,
walking
I've
hit.
got to ask you,
Yep.
during the course of the pandemic starting in March and going all the way through the spring, were there ever a moment in time when you thought this isn't going to happen?
I think Cam and I did a pretty good job about staying positive. There might have been some negative talk a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, the mission of the league is to get exposure for these players from scouts, and I think as a league, we've done a very good job of staying true to that statement and making sure that these guys are getting seen by scouts all the time. And as you've seen, you can see in the seating bowl today even, there are some from different teams here, and we just like to make sure that these guys get to play. I mean, they know how fortunate they are that we didn't cancel right away. So we're glad that they're here, and I can tell you the first practice that they had here was a lot of fun for Cam and I to watch.
Yeah, Cam was excited. I talked to him about that. He said he wanted to grab a bat and a ball right away.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a 3-0 pitch right here to Cody Morissette, and he takes a strike. So trouble here for Hunter Owen with first and second.
Now, that being said, Katie, how have things gone and progressed now? We're into game 15, and how is that going in terms of all the protocols that have to be followed?
Yeah, there are a lot of different protocols for different ballparks. Obviously, Massachusetts still doesn't have fans at their games, but we have fans, obviously. New Britain has fans. And
it's a fair ball inside the line.
We're excited that we get to have fans, and having the guys kind of buy into the safety guidelines that we have is very important to us, and you can see when they travel as well, they're buying into it on the road, which is nice to see from all of them and our staff.
Now batting the first base.
So all that happened with 2 out, a walk, a single, and a ringing double by Cody Morissette. It's a 4-0 lead for the North Shore Navigators with still 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Logan Bravo, who hit a hard ground ball into a double play his first time up, he is up there. You guys did a wonderful job to have this season happen. Big credit to you, Katie.
Yeah, we
Well
worked.
done.
We worked hard. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just Cam and myself. Obviously, we have the ownership, the Credence,
Right.
the other GMs around the league, whether that be Evan Morehouse in Westfield or Dave Peterson in Worcester, Tom Tracy down in Brockton. Everyone worked hard, and we kind of tossed ideas around of how we were going to make this happen, what it was going to look like, and I mean, we have baseball on the field, so we can't really complain too much.
No, that's for sure, and especially, what's been the reaction as you've seen around the last 3, 4, 5 days of all the college leagues canceling in the fall? That must make what you guys are doing even more important and special.
Yeah, I think our guys realize how fortunate they are to
behind the
have
infield.
baseball again. And they know that it could be taken away at any point, as it was in the spring. And so they come in every single day that this could be their last day. Obviously, we want to play all 39 games, but at the end of the day, we don't know.
Also was a help, wasn't it? The New Hampshire numbers on the coronavirus were advantageous compared to a lot of other states.
Yeah, the numbers in New Hampshire obviously didn't spike as much as they did down in Massachusetts or Connecticut or New York or really anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I do think a lot of that has to do with the task force in the state of New Hampshire, and credit to them for making sure that the residents here are safe, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to have a game on this field today.
Yeah, I think the key was, Katie, once the governor allowed teams from out of state to come in and play. That was the key. I mean, if that didn't happen, I think you were probably looking at neutral fields and 2 or 3 games a day somewhere, something like that, to get these games in.
Yeah, and those cards kind of fell into place in a very timely manner for us. They opened up to allow Massachusetts teams up, and then as soon as New Britain was supposed to come up, I think maybe 2 days before they were supposed to travel, he opened it up to Connecticut as well, which is really, really great for us.
Katie, you guys did a lot of work in the off season in terms of the business side, and obviously a lot of the things you wanted to do with sponsorships and things like that couldn't happen. But some of the things you've done are pretty creative. I like the toothbrush cleaning off the bases. That's my favorite.
Yeah, we had to get a little bit creative with some of the sponsors, but that was actually originally in the plan, regardless of how this season was going to look. So we were going to have a toothbrush out there. Obviously, we would have preferred it to be fans to be out there brushing off the bases,
Right.
but having the players do it is just as good for us, and the players kind of look forward to it. I know that the pitchers that aren't pitching that day, they're like, oh, am I doing it? And then we
John Meade rips
hand
a
them the
single to right.
toothbrushes, and they go out, and they're good sports about it because they know that one of these sponsors is the reason that they're able to get these jerseys or another jersey that they got this week.
That's the one thing. You've been here for how many years? Is this your second year or your third year here?
I started May 1st of last year.
Last year, right. And you've seen, I mean, the one thing that probably struck you a little bit is the fact the players are so cooperative with a lot of the stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good, and they know that the culture of Nashua is community oriented. We're very, very fortunate to be in the city of Nashua. Mayor Donchis and even Cheryl Lindner over at the mayor's office, they've been super supportive of us from the beginning and helpful in questions that Cam and I have.
Good team effort on the field, off the field to get these games underway. And you just have to look at the map, right? I mean, was I told that the closest spectator sport is South Carolina to here?
From what I've heard, besides the FCBL, I know that there's a Myrtle Beach League going on, and I think they're allowed to have fans down there. It's more of a Cape setup where it's smaller fields and kind of close to the players. But I think there are fans at those games, but I haven't really been following. I've been a little focused on what we have going on here.
They did let the fans in here on Friday night, from what I understand, to watch the equivalent of the Senior Legion team, the New Hampshire COVID League team in Nashua play.
That's nice.
So that was the first time. They had previously kept them outside the fences because they weren't able to, because of they had to sanitize the stadium and everything else. So something changed there where they allowed them in.
Stallman lays into one.
Wow.
This has a chance. It is up. It is gone. Lucas Stallman with a 2-run homer off of the back billboard in left center field.
Well, I told you, Lucas Stallman hit a home run the other night to tie the game. And, you look at Lucas Stallman, he hits ninth. He's not a big, usually hits ninth. He's
5'9",
not tonight.
175 pounds,
he's not
and he
a
got
big guy.
every bit of that.
Yeah, not a big guy. He's a contact hitter. And funny story about Lucas Stallman, his first day here, Katie, I don't know if you heard this, but he was late. And he didn't want to be, he was like 5 minutes late. And he couldn't find, he didn't figure out how to get into the stadium because the main gate had yet to be open because it was in the morning. He tried to climb the fence.
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Yes.
Pop up into the bullpen area.
It
It's
drops
a
in, it's a fair ball.
And the misplay, possibly due to the wind that is blowing a little bit, that got up high, and it was just a misjudgment by the Navigator fielders. So Max Vieira's on board. The first 3 batters here in the second inning have batted safely. The leadoff single by Meade, the monstrous home run for a little guy, Lucas Stallman, with just about a no-doubter. And Max Vieira now benefits from some wind play and some opposite field hitting. So Silver Knights threatening to come all the way back and tie this thing up in one fell swoop here in the bottom of the second, trailing 4-2.
Luckily for Stallman that day, a season ticket holder was in the parking lot, saw him and said, no, you got to go down here, and directed him towards the office where the gate is and to come around.
Yeah, the players have to come in through that office gate regardless of what time of day it is. We don't have them come through the front gate because they have to get their temps taken.
Right, they have to get temperature checked.
That's a strike. The throw to second a little bit late, so stealing it is Vieira.
Now, I got to ask, and I'm not a medical person, so on a hot day like this, does there have to be some kind of a little bit of a range?
No, but it's still, they still can't be over 100.4.
Okay.
And none of them were, obviously. They're still all playing today for both teams. Obviously, it is hot outside, but they're coming from their cars. So they're not outside before they come into the office.
Right,
so they're usually fine.
Okay. As opposed to John Collins, who walked here, I'm sure, right, Tom?
Well, see, if I thought I had a temperature, and you know how badly I want to play, Tom, I would dump an ice bucket over my head right before I came in to take the temperature.
That's true.
That's a troubled shot.
That is. That's
deep.
going to be a gapper.
Jack Aren
score a
lays
run,
into
John.
that one,
It
and
will
he's
score.
at second base. Katie, I have to ask, any relation?
That's my younger brother.
Is it
Oh
really?
my gosh, that was a smash.
Yeah.
You good luck
Yeah,
for the Silver Knights.
that's a good hit for him.
That is a nice hit. Took it to the deep, and as soon as he hit it, he's like, there's nobody playing there for Jack Aren. He gets a double, and it is a one-run game just like that. The first 4 batters. Well, Katie has a big smile on her face, too.
Yeah, he's been working hard. He this was his senior season at up at Bates College in Lewiston, Maine, and 5th game of the season he broke his hand.
Oh, that was awful.
So he had to rehab it, and then obviously with things being canceled, that was tough. I mean, he loved his time up at Bates, and the coach up there, Coach John Martin, and their assistant coach, Tony Deschler, is down to the head coach at Westfield this year. And now he's going to Nichols College in the fall for his master's, so he has another year to play.
Right, so you can play at Nichols
Yep.
the year of eligibility. A lot of players.
That
like
is
that
a
here.
rope. It is deep to right center, and it is going to be off the wall, losing it in the sunshine. The Nav center fielder, another double. We got a tie game, and nobody out in the second. What a shot off the bat of Nick Perkins, the 9-hitter and designated hitter for the Silver Knights.
My goodness, and Nick Perkins is a local guy too. My goodness. So we have a single by John Meade, Stallman with a 2-run homer, and
bloop single by Vieira.
That was the key to the inning right there. The bloop single
Yeah.
that just kind of rattled North Shore a little bit because it was a catchable ball. 3 guys right around it, and then back-to-back doubles by Aaron and Perkins, and we got ourselves a 4-4 game.
Serious damage from the 5 through 9 hitters in the Silver Knights order with nobody out. We go back up top to Nick Shumsky in a 4-4 game just like that. So, Katie, you got to stay with us through this half inning, okay?
Okay.
See how many runs we can get. And see if Jack gets back up here. Be nice. Bat around, you know?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Katie, you guys have capped attendance around 500. You did it for opening night. Have you had to do it for any of the other days to make sure that you don't have too many lines out there with the walk-up?
No, people have been pretty good about buying tickets ahead of time, and
Yep.
we encourage people to pre-purchase. The online ticketing system is
Right.
pretty good this year, and it's similar to Ticketmaster, like if you were to buy something at a concert. So people can kind of see what the seating bowl looks like and individual seats.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's a little easier for that. And the first night, we obviously didn't know how operations was going to work. This was our first time. This was
Sure.
our ushers' first time doing this. And I mean, credit to our ushers, because the guys in yellow shirts down there, they do an amazing job. And they're on top of everything, making sure people have masks on walking around, making sure things are taped off. So, I mean, it makes mine and Cam's job a little bit easier, knowing that we can trust them to kind of do a very, very good job at what they're doing.
While I remember it, is there anything in the works to get one of those neck gaiters with the Silver Knights logo on it?
Not that I know of. I know that Cam and I are looking at getting T-shirts with the 10th anniversary logo on them. I know that a lot of people have looked at those, the one with the state of New Hampshire and the eyes on it.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking to see what that's going to be. Obviously, we'd love to bring out new merch all the time.
Yeah.
But there are costs associated with that, and we have to be smart about it this year.
Because I would buy like 5 of those. This the 2020 season, Silver Knights.
Yeah, the 10th season.
You know I'm talking about the neck gaiters, right? The things that you can push up. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the mask that I have is one from the Division of Public Health and Community Services, and we were able to get one of our logos on it, but this is the only mask of that kind that exists. So
right, and it's going to be caught.
I'm the only one that has this one. But Bobby Bagley over at Division of Public Health was nice enough to give us a bunch of the black ones that you'll see guys wearing around when they go and get food and when they come in and get their temps taken.
That was a special day, I thought, when
Yeah.
Bobby came here and with her staff, and a couple of people from the health department in Nashua and gave a talk to the players. The players were all seated, distance-wise, and had masks on and everything else. But I thought that her talk was, she made it pretty plain. She put it in their terms, and this is what you got to do. And I thought it was pretty special.
Yeah, she's been great this entire time with us. We obviously put together a COVID readiness plan, which is on the website, and she looked it over a couple times to make sure that it is what it should be, so that it's clear for people how things are going to be run here. And then she's helped us along the way, and she checks in with us and makes sure that we have what we need and that our guys are doing well. And she's come to a couple games as well, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, no, she's very much involved.
So I have to bring up the Jack Aren plays for Bates, right? I played for Colby. Tom,
You
you
were
like this
Mule.
story, right?
Yeah, the rivalry,
we were rivals, the baseball rivals. Bates
Right.
had a really good team. We had a good team. So Ben Lowry, who is now a personal injury lawyer up in Maine, still in Portland, played third base for Colby. I don't know what possessed him, but it was a close game, and some guy for Bates hit a bases-clearing double, and the trail runner, like the guy that was on first, Ben just decided he was going to trip him as he went around third base. He stuck his foot out, and the guy went flying, and it started a bench-clearing brawl, which I did not start, Tom. It wasn't me.
Yeah, but you took part in it.
Oh, yeah, with relish. But, but that was just another day. Colby, Bates, Bowdoin. That was a fun time.
Yeah,
it's
that
a great
Maine
school.
rivalry.
Bates is a tremendous
Yeah,
school.
he loved his time there. He
Yeah.
graduated with a degree in psychology and a minor in religious studies, so he had a lot of fun up there.
What will he go for his master's in, Katie?
It will actually be 2 masters. It will be a
my God.
MBA, a Master's of Business Administration, and then a Master's of Science in Organizational Leadership. So it's a dual program, so we'll actually come out with 2 degrees.
And I get the heebie-jeebies every time I walk into a classroom.
I mean, we love learning. Our parents have been pretty adamant, if you can learn as long as possible, by all means keep doing it. Doesn't
Wow.
mean that it has to be in school.
Right.
As long as you're kind of learning something new every day.
Tom,
And-
really, you could teach sports writing. You just don't want to.
Right,
Yeah.
because I'm lazy.
Yeah. No, but you sort of, have an honorary master's, I think, in sports writing. I'll give you that. Yeah, it's true. He'd be creating his own competition, but it's a dying art, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it will be a good program. From what I've heard about the program down there, they're great. They're sports oriented, and he wants to go into coaching. So
Oh, yeah, that's-
knowing
Oh, wow.
the business side of coaching, I think is really, really great.
Yeah, that's a thing that will never go away.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the one thing you've learned. You've learned the business side of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, well, I have my degree in business administration,
Yep.
so I kind of knew business a little
Right.
bit before. I had a concentration in global marketing statistics, so looking at numbers. And then I went and got my master's at Florida State. So,
You have a master's.
yeah, I do.
Tom,
Did you do it down there, Katie, or did you do it online?
I lived for 8 months down in Tallahassee, Florida.
How about
Wow.
And then I came back and I had to have an internship to finish my degree, so that was what I did last year.
that? And that was
can.
here?
Yep.
You have any other siblings?
No, there's just the 2 of us. We have a lot of cousins, though.
Your parents must be very proud.
John, to be running the country in 10 years.
I know it. I know it.
I'd like to think they're proud of us. They're here
Are
today.
Are they here today? Good.
Yeah,
Good.
they're somewhere. My aunt and uncle
Yeah.
are here as well.
So the Silver Knights have answered back from a 4-0 deficit. They have a very good chance to take a lead here in the person of Dominic Keegan, their cleanup hitter, batting with 2 outs and 2 runners aboard.
Well, he's the 9th hitter in the inning, and let's see how they pitch him. Remember, they gave him a lot of off-speed stuff the last time, no fastballs. So let's see how they pitch him this time. I would imagine he's going to see a little bit of the same thing. Let's see if he adjusts.
I would imagine that if
And there it is, same pitches.
they don't, Nate Eppelson does. If he doesn't get him out, this could be his last batter of the game.
Well, John, you have to. Yeah, there is activity in the bullpen, so
Yeah.
you're right. It could be.
Because they don't want to see Stallman again. And Meade.
Keegan quickly down the count, 0-2.
Yeah, he's going right after him here. So 0-2.
So, Katie, you missed the playing days of one Cam Cook.
I
So
did,
let me
but
tell you, he was, in my mind, over a 2-year period, he was the MVP. Well, he was the second MVP. Ryan Sullivan was the first.
yeah, I've seen the news article that you wrote that said should get MVP, but probably won't.
Right.
I think that might be word for word what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I wasn't here when he was playing, obviously, but I have seen highlights of him playing.
He was a mid-season pickup.
Yeah, in 2016 he came
Yes.
from New York, and
Right.
then BJ signed him, and then obviously kept him for 2017.
That's deep to right center,
It's gonna
and it
drop.
is going to be in there for a go-ahead double. Dominic Keegan comes through with 2 strikes on him, and they are just wearing out that right center gap.
Well, what happened there, John Collins, was he made the adjustment. He had 2 strikes on him, but the pitch hung over the plate, not much velocity on it, and it was easy for Keegan, as long as he times it, to get a bat on it, and he got it into the right place. Had that been a fastball and he hit it, it would have been gone somewhere.
And it is the last batter of the game for the Navs starter.
That is 3 doubles in this inning for the Silver Knights.
Yeah, they
And I'll
batted
tell you what,
around.
after the first 4, 5, 6 games of the season, you never would have guessed the way they've been hitting. And they send 6 runs across, and they have batted around.
So they did in fact bat around, and Katie Arend, your first telecast guest appearance, 6 runs on the board.
Yeah, I guess I have to stay here a little bit longer.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Taught you. Yeah.
I'll sit here.
I know
for a
you have
little
other
longer.
tasks to do, but the game's going to be that much longer. This is just 1/2
Yeah.
inning out of the game.
Yeah, we're okay.
Oh, good. So
Now pitching for the Navigators from Princeton.
John Meade is due up, and then it'll be Lucas Stallman,
Shimaluski.
who hit the home run earlier in the inning to get the Silver Knights scoring started.
This ball in the bullpen is brought
And
to
they
you
have
by the
scored
Hampton
4
Inn
more
Resort,
since then
where you can
to
sleep
lead
on cloud
6-4.
Well, interesting. They go with another left-hander. Well, there's a lot of left-handed hitters in this Silver Knights lineup, but so they go with a left-hander again.
Is that 21?
Yep. Shibalinski.
27, thank you. Shibaleski?
Yep.
Okay.
Long relief.
Yes. Pardon my ignorance, but is there fireworks this year?
There are not fireworks
No
this year,
fireworks.
unfortunately.
Is that a COVID thing? Or is
Yeah, it's the city had asked us just because it attracts a lot of people, and
Yeah.
obviously we'd love to have fans here
Oh,
to
it
fill
attracts
it.
a lot of people. They're
But
afraid they're going to
similar
congregate.
to the fact that they didn't have the 4th of July celebration here, kind of the same thing. And from a cost perspective, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
And I think, because I think the thing is, you would have had to cap it, so you probably would have had 500 here,
Yep.
but you probably would have had another 500 out in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little tricky because obviously we can't control who's in the parking lot
Right,
and
exactly.
what they're doing out there. We can only control what's
Right.
going on inside the stadium.
And that's why it's a good idea. And pop up.
John Meade, who started the inning, is going to
Could
get
drop.
another
It is gonna
hit
drop.
and another run. It's a 7-4 Nashua Silver Knights lead as John Meade, first pitch swinging, gets his second hit of the inning. And it's a 3-run lead for the Silver Knights, and the carousel continues.
Well, this could be an interesting day, John Collins. It depends on who's got the pitching. You know, a lot of blue pits, but you're right. They've worn out that right center field gap, taking the off-speed stuff the other way, which is smart on their part for the right-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters have been pulling the ball, but somebody somewhere soon is going to have to settle down on the mound.
So Lucas Stallman is up there. The last time he was up there, he hit a bomb out of here to left center off of the blank green billboard above the performance rehab sign. It just carried. The ball is carrying today.
That it is. In the heat and humidity, the ball is carrying out of Holman Stadium. Maybe a little wind driven as well.
Throw to first. A little bit of late recognition by John Meade, but he scurries back there. Still 2 outs. The 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters in the order for the Silver Knights have.
Katie, let me put
6
you on the
hits.
spot here. What's the biggest thing you've learned in the last 2 years?
From being here?
Yes.
I've learned a lot of the programs that we use. When I came in last year, we have, I don't know, probably 8, 10 different programs that we use up here in the press box and the
Yep.
ticketing system, and making sure that those are running smoothly. I do the social media and the marketing portion of the organization, so knowing all of that from a technical standpoint, that's what I've learned. But I think I've learned from more of like a personal perspective, kind of just make sure that you work hard. I mean, we've seen it with our ushers this year and our other summer staff. And I mean, I was a summer staff employee last year. And I mean, if you work hard, you will get the recognition I think that you deserve. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just continue to work hard. The hours are long. We all know that. Cam and I get here 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. And if the game goes late, we're here till 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and we do the same thing the next day. So for 52 days straight, this is our life. We are here at the stadium, so working hard and making sure that you're okay with long hours. Because if you love what you're doing, I mean, it's not going to be that exhausting.
Right.
So.
Did you anticipate the business being like this?
Yeah, I knew that it was going to be like this. I worked for the athletic department at Vermont.
Oh, there you go.
So
Okay.
I worked in what was called the Victory Club, which is the hospitality and fundraising
Yep.
arm of the athletic department, similar to a Boosters. So I worked long games there. I worked men's hockey and men's basketball. So I was part of the game where we had some jersey retirements. We had some court naming. So having that under my belt, I think definitely helped, because it's a lot of time on your feet. You're walking around. I mean, you guys see how many stairs Cam and I do in this stadium.
I bet.
So it's kind of getting used to that, and you just have to stay in shape to make sure that you're able to walk around here.
Now batting the designated hitter from the University of Dayton, number 45, Alex.
Now, wait till you see Stello's Stadium. That's nothing compared to home.
I mean, I grew up in New Hampshire, so I've seen Stellos.
Oh, yeah.
That's a climb.
Yeah, it is.
So Alex Brickman is up. He hit a double over the head of the right fielder, Ben Rounds, his first time as part of the 4-run assault. First pitch, swinging ground ball off the chest of the shortstop. Shumsky recovers with that strong arm.
Boy, that's a
out.
great play by Shumsky, because he was able to recover, and it's got to be tough in this humidity sometimes gripping the baseball.
Now batting the
And he was
left
able to
fielder
get a grip on it and make a strong throw. Of course, Brickman doesn't have a whole lot of speed,
Climb
so he was able to get him maybe by half a step.
Katie Oren, thank you so much for being our guest. It was a joy to have you and learn about your background, and again, great job that you did here, and thanks for bringing us 6 runs and your brother's hit too.
7 runs, John.
7 runs, I'm
7
sorry.
Don't forget that 7th one. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, no
You're
problem,
welcome.
Katie. And of course, I'm on vacation, but when I come back, we will talk.
That's great. So you wouldn't have guessed it, but the starting pitcher that has survived the longest in this game is Hunter Owen. As he pitches into the 3rd inning here, and he gets a strikeout of the second batter up, Cam Climo.
Well, I think it's important, John, for Owen to shut down North Shore in this half inning. You know it. You play the game. When you guys score a run or have a big inning, the key is you want and keep that momentum going
Make
by
it
having your
count.
pitchers shut down the team in the very next inning.
Yep. Establish that lead for a while. You'd like to.
But also get another inning out of Owen and save your staff on a hot day.
Yes.
Even with a day off tomorrow, you'd still want to save your staff a little bit. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they have the home run derby, John, is to save the arms of the pitchers. College coaches love it.
So Hunter Owen gets the batter to chase there. Jake McElroy swinging out of the strike zone there for a minute. Looking over at the Brockton at Westfield FCBL game going on simultaneously to this one. Brockton still with a really good lead, 6-1 over Westfield. And it's punched to right for a base hit. So
Good pitch out
Yeah.
over the plate. McElroy just got his bat on it.
good 2 strike, 2 out hitting by McElroy. Keep the inning alive. Ryan Turen got hit by a pitch. I think it was the first pitch he saw in his first plate appearance. So Ryan Turen trying to keep the inning going with 2 outs for the Navigators. Rips it right at the second baseman. Stallman making sure, but didn't have to move very much at all.
Yeah, I don't think Owen liked getting beat on the off-speed pitch, so he came in right away with the fastball and lined it right perfectly to Stallman.
So we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, a 7-4 lead for the Silver Knights here at Historic Holman Stadium. I didn't ask Katie about this, but you guys probably already know the answer. So we doing that traditional kids camp game in the morning on Tuesday?
That is not a morning game anymore,
It's
John.
not
That's a 6 o'clock game.
It's a 6 p.m. game.
Yes.
Okay, good. I can still do it if we're doing it. But it's at 11. Pete, that's news to Pete. Tom.
That game is now 6 p.m.
Okay. Are they doing a morning game at all
No.
this year? No.
No, because they're not. That game, John, that morning game is for other camps to come as well. So, in other words, you get the youth camps and everything else, but because of COVID, I think it made sense for them to just take that and move it.
I was afraid of that. You know, I missed it a few years.
Yep.
We got rained out last year.
Well, they
because
haven't
of
had
Russia.
it in a while. They had it. I think they had it last year.
Yeah, I think that was a makeup game too. The rain out.
But
and
they've
then the-
also, tried it and haven't been able to sell it because it takes interns and by the time you get people to come in here and make that sale and call these camps, they book in February, and you don't have the college kids working here in February, so that's a tough sell. You've got to really start that early. So they don't. They're not able to pull that. They haven't been able to pull that. They've tried to pull that off in years past and haven't been able to do it.
Now batting the 3rd baseman from Northeastern University.
Pete confirms, Tom, it is a 6 o'clock game. Not that I doubted you, but it's on the schedule. Those Silver Knights pitchers in the bullpen, they're almost in play down there. They got a really good angle on home.
Yeah, they're sitting down there right
Yeah.
near the line. Yeah, almost
Yeah.
about 6 feet off the line. Not even 6 feet. Maybe about, 3, 4 feet off the line?
I went to games as a kid at Fenway. They have the seats in right field where those guys are, face the center field
Yes,
wall, which is always a pain because you got to look to your left the entire game.
Right. Now, I've sat in those seats.
So they're not having any of that, though. They're turning their seats right around, like facing the action.
Not only that, they moved them out.
Yeah, they did. They moved them out close to the line
Right.
down there.
Well, you've got about 20 pitchers on this staff, or at least you had them at the beginning of the year. So you got a lot of guys down there.
I know some umpires who are not so nice that would make those guys move back.
Yes, I do too.
You're like, whoa, where you going? Okay, yeah, they're enjoying the coolest part of the
Yes,
bowl.
everybody's moved to the upper part of the bowl.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Tom, do you have AC in that booth?
No, John, but it's
Oh.
interesting that you say that though, and it's another tribute to the late Bob Bates. He gave me a small little handheld fan.
Oh, he did.
Yes, a couple of years ago, we did a
have a
game
fan.
here in the morning, and he had it, and he had one. I said, "Where'd you get that?" And he said, "Oh, I got an extra one. Here you go. You can keep it." And there it is.
It was nice of Bob.
Yep.
Tom's using it, yeah, as he said, yeah. And we have a fan here, Pete Johnson pointed it out.
But there is a breeze coming in here too.
Yeah,
That
that's
helps.
nice. Does help a
Yeah.
little bit. So Max Vieira jackknifes out of the way of that one, and it's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Northeastern third baseman. Much respect given to him by the outfielders for the Navigators, who are pretty deep, especially the left fielder, only a couple of steps away from the warning track. And the pitch is grounded hard at the shortstop, gobbles it up, fires it across the diamond in time to get Vieira. So there are
Now batting the catcher
2
from
outs.
Nichols College, number 4, Jack Aaron.
Well, he was a
No, Vieira
He
was
was
the
a
leadoff
leadoff
hitter.
batter. I'm sorry. One down here in the bottom of the third.
Now, see, with Katie gone, everything's
Yep.
everything's going to go the other direction.
Jack Arend and the second baseman for the Navs just went out there and reminded his outfielders where he hit the last time. And he goes down the line, and it's a
Foul ball.
Oh,
Just
I
skipped
don't
over
know.
that
I
line.
wanna
I wondered about that too, but Kyle Jackson right there didn't go over to talk to the ump about it. So
I bet if you had a directly overhead view, I bet you a fraction of that baseball went over a fraction of the base.
oh, I think it did. I don't think there's any question about it.
That's all you need is in his judgment call. But it's 1-1 on Arend. Takes a strike.
That was a hittable pitch.
It's like a floater. Not quite an Ephus pitch, but definitely a change of pace. That one's the opposite way, and Arend's got two
There
hits.
you go. Going the opposite way. Arend anticipating another floater, and he got one, and he lined it the opposite way to right field.
Using
Nice
the
piece of
entire
hitting.
field.
Nice piece
Now
of hitting.
batting the designated hitter from Endicott College, number 22.
So one thing we've seen today, John Collins, they have hit well with 2 strikes.
Yep.
That was not the case earlier in the year.
There were some strikeouts.
Well, a lot of strikeouts earlier in the year. They would go down in the count 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, and you know they were not hitting well with 2 strikes.
Nick Perkins roped a double to deep right center field. The 9-hitter, the designated hitter for the Silver Knights, up there for the second time in this game. And back to first goes Jack Arend. He is doing the catching. You don't always expect the catcher to steal, but you never know. So with 1 ball and 1 strike, let's see if Kyle Jackson wants to start the runner. No, the curveball hits the outside corner, the slow curve. A little bit of shake of the head by Perkins and some criticism from the fans here at Holman of the umpire calling that a strike, but it's a 1-2 count, and they got the runner picked.
He's got to keep going.
Yeah.
I think if you're picked like that, just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't stop and then try to come back. I just say keep going, force the throw to second base,
Yeah,
and maybe you get to play.
Exactly, because you have a much better chance of maybe the throw going awry than just beating that pickle once you're standing
Right.
there flat-footed. So unfortunately, the strange lefty pitcher smokes out Arend and picks him off. It was off the plate outside as Navigators tried to sell that one. It's the Tom Shimoleski from Needham, Massachusetts. He plays ball at Princeton. We have a Stetson guy for North Shore. That's a Florida college, right? The,
Yes, it is.
Baseball factory a little bit. Used to be anyway. Poking it down the left field line. 3 balls and 2 strikes is the count on Nick Perkins from Endicott College. Trying to keep the inning alive here. A 7-4 lead for the Silver Knights. They got all 7 of those in the second inning, including a 2-run home run by Lucas Stallman. And a bunch of doubles. 2-out walk issued to Perkins.
Number 18, Nick Shumsky.
Shumsky's 0 for 2 tonight. The leadoff hitter in the Silver Knights order. You would think he is due after watching so many of his teammates erupt offensively. So that pickoff looms larger there after the walk. Ground ball, and it's foul. Lively dirt down that line. We've seen the ball accelerate on bounces.
Perkins on base twice, number 9 hitter, double and a walk.
Yep.
You know your team's having a good day when the number 9 hitter is doing those things.
And you must have a good team when your DH is batting ninth.
Yeah, I've hated that. I hate that. I always
Yeah.
say, if you got a DH, then
Yeah. Back to first. I'm coaching here. I was telling the runner to get back. It's easy to see from here. When you're on base, it's hard to read a lefty that easily, but it's always easier when you're looking at him from home plate area. Off the end of the bat, and the good strong throw across the diamond, and the tag is made to get the last out. So,
yeah, hard throw by Morissette, but a great play at first to get him.
yeah.
Fans, do you want to show your
So we
Silver
go to
Knights
the
pride?
top of the fourth inning. The Silver Knights still enjoy a 7-4 lead over the North Shore Navigators at Historic Holman Stadium, where we topped off at 97 degrees earlier with this 3 p.m. start. John Collins along with Tom King. Our cameraman is Jim McLean. And we're pleased to have you with us for however many minutes you share with us today. Come on out to the ballpark sometime this season and enjoy. If you want to wait for maybe cooler temperatures, we understand, but take advantage of this. The fact that the Silver Knights are like the only ticket in town we can actually go to a ball game and see live baseball.
Well, that's
For
not
about
true.
10 states.
You can see
Oh,
live
you-
baseball
Legion
at the other
or
at the other levels. There's the New
other
England Independent
levels, oh.
Baseball League. There's also the New Hampshire COVID Baseball League. So there are games on the youth level.
On the youth level.
You know, maybe age 14 all the way through 18, 19.
I want to see guys throwing 90 and guys hitting home runs, though, Tom, out of major league size.
Yeah, that's for
Parks.
sure. And if that's what you want to see, then this is where you go. But also, you're right. The major leagues will start. I watched the Yankees-Mets exhibition game last night on.
Saw some of that.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
How
I
about
thought-
who's the player on the Yankees that
Cliff?
pledged to wear a mask the whole
yep.
time? And he hit a home run, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Tell you in a second. I know.
Hunter Owen kicks and throws. I should remember too. I just saw the highlight like 2 hours ago before the game. Up and in.
Clint Frazier.
Cliff Frazier.
Clint Frazier.
Clint Frazier.
He's
Yeah.
the guy they got in the trade for Andrew Miller a few years ago.
Front door curveball misses. That looked good from here, but Hunter Owen does not get the call. 2 balls and 1 strike. There was a 72-mile-an-hour bender. And the fastball on one hop, a vicious hop it was. It did not come up routinely at all for Dominic Keegan,
Now
and
batting
it
the
hit him
second
off the
baseman
right
from
arm.
Seton Hall University, number
So
1,
that should go as a
Jonathan
base hit.
Lewis.
I think that hit a cleat mark if I had to guess, 'cause it should have been a lower hop than what it was. So the leadoff batter is aboard with a ringing infield single for the Navigators. Jonathan Luters, the second baseman, walked and scored the 4th run of the game for the Navs back in the 2nd inning. Up for the 2nd time in this game. Looks at a strike over the outside corner.
My phone now says 99 degrees.
99.
Can we get to 100? Dallas weather.
I'll tell you where it's 100. Right on top of the Silver Knights dugout on that black tower.
Probably
over
more
there.
than that on the field. right now.
Yeah, I think so.
There is a breeze today, though. That surprised me.
Owens pitch. Hit hard to right. Slicing. Tough play. It's going to get down for a hit. Rounds fires into the middle of the diamond and holds the batter to first, but it's a first and third situation with nobody out.
Now batting the right fielder.
Here in
Might
the
be
fourth.
time for a change.
Might be. There's some activity for the Silver Knights, but I believe the pitcher just got up, Tom.
He's heating up a little bit more. I'll try to tell you who that is in a second.
So the 8-9 batters for North Shore get aboard for the leadoff hitter, Megalari, the northeastern right fielder, who has singled and scored twice. 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Feels like 103. We have another smartphone out from Jim McLean, our cameraman, and it says 97 degrees in Nashua, and it feels like 103.
Robert Cobb looks like he's warming up in the bullpen. 6'1" righty out of Revere.
Throw to first. Keegan does a good job of snagging that one before it turned into runs for the
No kidding,
Navigators.
that was pretty well telegraphed, too. I mean, they knew it was coming.
Yeah. It was almost, the umpire had to scramble out of the way almost. Good stop.
If Cobb had been
Arend.
up throwing earlier.
Or Jack Arend, I mean, behind the plate.
Yeah, good stop by Arend. If Cobb had been up throwing earlier, he would have been in here now to face the right-hander.
Yep.
The sun is now behind clouds.
One of the few clouds we have here.
Yeah, no kidding.
On this Sunday.
A couple earlier in the day, but.
Mid-July heat.
Yep.
And I kind of love it.
Yeah, I do too. I'll take this over January freeze any day of the week.
Yeah. Or April cold showers.
Yep.
2 balls and 1 strike.
I'll tell you what, though. It felt like April on Wednesday, Thursday, and especially Thursday.
Yeah, what a
Wednesday,
switch.
Thursday, and
Hit hard to left.
should be caught.
And it's going to be
No.
off the tee. Juggles it and makes the catch. And we're going to go to third. Now, I think it's first touch. I think they got to talk this off. They called him out. Did he leave early?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is
it first touch?
it is first touch. I mean, this is explained by Joe Morgan and ad infinitum on the telecast, the game of the week. Even though the fielder juggles it, as soon as it touches any part of his body, you are released from third base. And I think they might want to discuss
They
that
are
with the
going to
umpire.
argue it.
Yeah, because, I mean, I can't believe he left early on a ball that he needed to tag up and I mean.
So what they're saying is he left during the juggle.
Now, yeah, and if
that's
the
so they're
umpire
arguing the
called it
first
during the
touch.
juggle, he is incorrect about the rules.
Right.
Interesting.
And that's not a good sign. So now the base umpire is saying it's the home plate's umpire's call.
Yeah. Now, here's the funny thing. The home plate umpire's right arm started to go up like he was going to call the runner out, and then he realized it was the base umpire's call. Now, in the interim, he might have changed his mind. Let's see. They still think he left early? Be great to have the. You can watch the replay when we finish this stream.
Rebroadcast when Pete Johnson edits down.
You think it was in the frame, Jim? You think you got the base runner in the frame? He was in the shot. That'll be interesting. And you can see the Navs manager talking to the umpire about the rule, Tom. They have to know this. I mean, you think about it. This is an extreme example, Tom, but if you're on the warning track and somebody hits you a fly ball and that run's going to be critical, you could actually juggle the thing all the way to home plate and say the guy can't leave until I have possession of it. You know how ludicrous that would be. So it's first touch. You can leave the base.
Well, if it's a rule situation, the umpire's got to know it pretty well. If he doesn't, then that's not good.
Right.
So if they're telling him that the hitter left before the ball was caught, then that is erroneous.
So Jim thinks that the umpires got the call right regardless of the juggle, that he left early.
If that's the case, then just tell him, look, he left early and that's it. We saw him leave. He didn't leave. When he caught the ball, he left early. You know, it's time to put up or shut up here, really.
Bob Macaluso is not satisfied with whatever the explanation he was given.
You know what? The explanation is the umpire could just say, I saw him leave early. And that's it.
I wonder if this is going to escalate. He's following him back to home plate.
No, he's not a jumpy, uppity kind of manager. I've seen him several times this year, 2 or 3 times already. So
But he's hot, Tom.
He's hot.
He
wants to
he's
get
irritated.
His,
It
wants to
feels
get
like
his,
103 down in the field.
Right. He wants to get his call, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Even though he's got his arms crossed, I can tell you he's heated.
Yeah, but you know why, John? The umpire's giving him too much of an opening. You know, he's got to say no. I saw him leave early. After the, as soon as the ball was touched, I saw him, leave.
What's that ball doing
beforehand.
there? Oh, I don't know. Ended up over there. Yeah, you're right, Tom. He gets no satisfaction.
Nope, not going to get it.
He gets no run out of it. So a double play, the strange way. You got, I don't know how you score that in your book. You say 7-5 for the putout?
Yeah.
Hot dog, please. So that's a break for the Silver Knights.
It is.
2 outs now. Still a runner at first base. And checking in on that runner is Hunter Owen.
But you've got Cody Morissette, a hitting machine, one of the best players in this league.
That's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, he's done well in this game, Tom. A single and a double. So has not gone quietly at all. Let's see what he does here with 2 outs. Pops the mitt, but it's ball. 2 balls and no. Actually, strike. 1 strike. 2-1. No, it's 3-0. The umpire just let us know by wiggling his fingers. No,
nope, 3-0. You're right.
Yeah,
the
umpire was upset with what was on the board. That's ball 4.
Ball 4, and I think this might be it for Owen.
I think you're right.
Yep, it is. Cobb is ready.
Yeah, and there's a lefty
Now
coming
batting
up,
the first baseman
Logan
from Harvard University,
Bravo.
Number 7, Logan Bravo.
Well, Kyle Jackson is not going to go with the matchup lefty-lefty. He's going to let the right-hander come in to face the left-hander.
Yep.
Because he thinks his pitcher is out of gas, and he's probably right. So Owen gutted his way through 3 2/3.
And he leaves with the lead. Semi-jam here for the Silver Knights relief pitcher. There are 2 out, however. As Kyle Jackson hands Bob Cobb the ball.
Attention fans, now pitching for your Silver
Robert
Knights.
Cobb is from Revere, Massachusetts. 6'1", 205 pounds. A senior at Nichols College. I wonder if they are out tanning on Revere Beach today, Tom. What do you think? That was big during the 80s,
Yeah, and I don't know.
They used to have the guys bodybuilding and then putting the baby oil on. And
exactly,
going out to Revere
and
Beach.
I don't know if there's a limit. Gloucester did a very interesting thing where they, this weekend, because they expected big crowds, they limited the parking to residents only to cut down on the size of the crowd on the beach.
Okay.
So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Nahant, yes. There's a nice beach.
Yeah, my beach when I was in college down in Boston was Cranes Beach.
Cranes Beach.
In New Ipswich. Yep.
My parents took me to Nantasket.
Yeah, I've been there too.
That was our main go-to.
Yep, I've been to all of them.
And it still had the amusement park back when I used to go.
Yeah.
Kooky Castle, the big roller coaster. You never went to Kooky Castle?
No.
Grew up on the Cape. There was no amusement parks down the Cape, though, were there? Well, you just like eluding sharks. That was the fun.
Oh, Johnny, sharks weren't down on the Cape back when Jim was, Jim was growing up. Come on.
1975. Bonham.
Yeah, Jaws was filmed at Martha's Vineyard.
It was, yes. Martha's Vineyard, Jaws.
Robert Cobb in now to pitch for the Silver Knights. 6'1" right-hander.
We're going to need a bigger bat right now. to hit this Robert Cobb stuff. 0-1 is the count. Ripped to left, and it's going to get down for runs for the Navigators. One is home. It bounces off the bricks. They're going to send them. It's going to be a play at the plate, and the throw is just not in time. 2-run double, and going to third on the throw. Logan Bravo greeting Robert Cobb rudely as he comes into the game, gives up the bases clearing double.
Yeah, Cobb had a pitch that was, John, if I see it again, it looked flat.
Yes.
Didn't have any movement on it at all.
Yeah, absolutely right.
It was sitting right out there, and obviously Bravo just jumped on it and lined a rope down the line into the corner in left field where, you could not get to it quickly enough.
Yeah, it had a hook on it. And first pitch swinging Alex Brickman.
He leaves a pitch up like that with Brickman. This game will, all of a sudden, North Shore will have a 1-run lead.
It has turned into a bit of a slugfest, Tom. 7-6, and Brickman has a chance to tie it up with a base hit here. And don't forget that play where
the double play
was the fly out to left.
Which should have gotten this team out of the inning and did not.
Right. Topping that one foul at the plate is Brickman. He was way out in front of a breaking ball. 1-2 is the count.
You got to be careful. You throw him a breaking ball and hang it.
He has the power to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would be a lead for North Shore.
If you look at that flag, it's blowing out there.
Yeah.
The wind is blowing out.
That's when these power hitters can't wait to get up there. And he gets the chin music there. Robert Cobb keeping the batter honest. No hanging over the plate.
Kept the batter honest, or you got Brickman all fired up. One or the other.
We'll see. Oh, he had a pitch, Tom, but he didn't wait on it enough, and that's fouled off the end of the bat. That was a dangerous pitch. But he had Brickman just out ahead enough. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 1-run game here in the top of the 4th inning. 7-6. The Silver Knights are ahead for the moment. And it's going to be 3 balls and 2 strikes. First base is empty. And so I think this is a situation where Cobb better make his pitch.
Nope.
And he throws it up and in again.
That
he badly
got
missed
away
his
from
spot,
him.
Tom.
Yeah, that
you
just got
saw
away
Jack Arendt set up on the low outside corner.
Yeah.
So that one
Now
really got
batting
away.
the left fielder from the University of Massachusetts at Lowell, number 6, Cam Climo.
Cam Climo, the batter, has struck out and doubled.
And I'll tell you what, Cam Climo from UMass Lowell, and that was a school where in the first 4 or 5 years of this league, the Nashua Silver Knights drew heavily from.
Yeah.
And not so much anymore.
A lot of competition, I guess, is really the reason why, because they still have a good team, I think.
Yeah, and I also think it was, the loss of the dual ownership with the Spinners and their relationship there, because they would be able to tell you about a lot of the players, so.
What's our old friend John Good doing with himself, do you know?
Yes, I do. In fact, I wrote about it in April. As Brickman steals a base, which is just unconscionable for Brickman, who has no speed at all, to be able to steal a base like that. I'll tell you in between innings, John.
Defensive indifference, I think, on that one. A little bit.
That's not good. You don't want. Why do that? Put the go-ahead run at second base. That's bad.
It is. Popped up, and it's going to reach the seats.
John Good is running a sports memorabilia business.
Oh.
That's.
You did write about that.
Yeah, and actually it fell on hard times in April because of COVID, and it's bounced back because of some bank and federal loans. And also he decided to take it, because there's no events. He specializes in auctions and events. And with none of that, he did online stuff, and that has brought back some of the business.
I'm rooting for him.
There's a good pitch. But John Good has also started another business. He's in the business of producing a girls' high school hockey all-star game, which we may be doing on ETV. I'm not sure yet. It's going to be August 9th, or August 8th, rather, on a Saturday.
inside. So I brought him up, but people might not know he was the general manager of the Spinners.
Well,
right?
he was not. He was the
was
vice
not?
president in charge of marketing and
okay.
everything else here and in Lowell.
Okay, vice president Mark.
Yeah. The guy who, well, hold on a second. Tim Bowman was the president of both teams. So a walk. So Cobb has come in and thrown gasoline on the fire as he's issued 2 walks and loaded the bases.
It's going to be a visit from the pitching coach.
Yeah, because they've got to get Cobb to say, okay, this is your best pitch. This is what we want you to throw. You're nibbling a little bit too much and you're losing the hitters.
So Ariel Ramos makes a visit to the mound to talk to Robert Cobb.
So what he's saying is, why aren't you putting the ball over the plate? Don't nibble. Don't try to intimidate. You know, just hit your spots. Very simple. Don't get caught up in trying to strike out the hitter. Just pitch to contact and trust your defense behind you.
And also, keep it in the park if you can.
Yeah.
I read an interesting
And I'll tell you what, that ball could fly out of here.
I read an interesting story about Jim Palmer today in Grand Slams. Did you know that Jim Palmer never gave up a Grand Slam in his entire
Wow,
career?
that's that. Well, probably because Earl Weaver took him out when the bases were loaded. That's why.
He said that he
and Weaver didn't like each other. They
really
fought all the
conscious
time.
of, he was really, you're right. He was really conscious of not. Jim Palmer won 20 games in a season 8 times in 9 years.
He was a fantastic pitcher.
He won a World Series in 3 different decades, and yes, a fantastic pitcher. But he was conscious of Grand Slams. He didn't want to give one up, and what he would do was he would deliberately make his pitch like almost unhittable pitches to everybody that was up with the bases loaded, and he didn't care if he walked the guy because he didn't want to give up the 4-run bomb. Line drive to right's going to get down for 2.
Single.
And Brickman's going to be held.
Yeah, and excuse me, single. Just reached the bat out and got the bat on the ball.
How about that hit by Jake McElroy, his second
You
hit
see,
of
the
game.
thing here, John, is that Cobb isn't able to command his fastball over the plate. So he's basically given him a diet of breaking balls and just hasn't been able to get anybody out with them.
Yeah, and he's
And
out.
Kyle Jackson knows that, and he's going to have to go to the bullpen once again. And we are tied at 7. And you're right.
So
This won't be the last run scored in this game, that's for sure.
I guess it was Tim Kirksheen who was telling this story. And he said there were 13 guys that Jim Palmer walked with the bases loaded in his career. 13 times he walked home a run. And a guy as good a control as he has, you know there's like some method to his madness. It's usually because of the guy on deck circle, he thought he could get that person out. And apparently he did because
He
he
was
didn't
good.
give up
He
the
was-
Grand Slam.
He was great at it. Sean Cormier is now in the game.
Sean
Out of
Connery.
Rochester, he plays at New England College. He's a senior, 5'11", 180 pounds. And I saw Cormier pitch a few nights ago and kept this team in the game with his relief. I think he pitched over 4 innings and allowed just 1 run. So let's see if Sean Cormier can get out of this bases loaded 2-out jam. Well, no, it's not a bases loaded 2. Yeah, it is a bases loaded 2-out jam with a run with 2 runs in this inning.
I am enjoying the heck out of this game and this hot dog.
I think
actually.
I was just going to say, you're enjoying the heck out of that hot dog. The hot dogs here are very, very good.
Oh,
There's no
yeah.
doubt
I
about
don't know
it.
where they're getting them from, but primo.
Yep, they are.
This call of the bullpen is brought to you by the Hampton Inn.
Well, it helps to have a catering business run the ball club, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. A+. I mean, they gave me all the stuff, the mustard, the relish, and the ketchup. I didn't even have to put any of that on it. It was still delicious. So Tom has set it up for you, a 7-7 contest here in the 4th inning. We are not really halfway through the game yet.
I know. How about that? Huh? 7 runs. And
Hopefully,
it's a hot day, John. You know, that's
we're
what
more
we
than
said.
halfway through the pandemic, though, Tom. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, it's
You know, we don't know.
I don't have a lot of faith in that, John.
No,
Collins.
really?
No, I just
Oh.
don't think enough of the country has followed the
Yeah, you could
what
be right.
has to be done, and that's a shame.
It is devastating to the.
It's just I don't know what people are thinking or why they're thinking that way, but and I don't want to be political, but I mean
Yeah.
it seems like the states that have done what's been directed have done okay, you know, and the states that haven't and have decided to open up early and have had poor leadership have not been able to sustain it.
Right. Cormier's pitch is hit very hard and very deep to center. It's going to be a long run. It's going to go
Off the
wall about 400 feet away. What a shot. And it's going to get 2 more runs home.
It's going to get 3 runs in.
3
Clear
runs.
the
It
bases.
cleared the bases. It was the bases loaded. And we were just talking about grand slams, and that nearly was. What a bomb.
Now batting the center fielder from
Off the
Northeastern
bat
University.
of
Number 42,
Ryan Turen.
Cervoni.
Turen nearly left the building dead
He
central.
really did. Boy, I'll tell you what, 11 hits in 4 innings, and we're not done here yet.
Wow. 5-run inning for the 6-run
Make it
inning.
a 6-run inning now.
Yeah, no, it is a 6-run inning already. Now it's 7. Wow. 11-7. The Navigators have gone back up on
Now
top.
batting
Another
the second baseman from Seton Hall University, number 1. Jonathan
blast to the
Peters.
outer reaches of the ballpark. That was Ryan Cervoni, who has his 2nd hit of the game. And now it is the Navigators who are threatening to bat all the way around.
That is the 6th extra base hit for North Shore in this game.
Oh, they did bat all the way
Oh, they've
around.
already
Excuse
batted.
me.
This is the
Yeah.
11th hitter of the inning,
Yeah,
John.
you're right. We way overlapped there. Messing with my scorecard. Big time. Move everything over. And Jonathan Luters, the 9th batter in the order, has done his share of damage. A walk, a hit, and 2 runs scored. 3rd time at the plate for Luters, batting in the 9 spot, the 2nd baseman for North Shore. As Cormier bends one low, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Navigators doing a lot of damage with 2 outs at the expense of the Silver Knights relief pitching. That's foul, and it hits the auxiliary press box.
And you
here.
wonder, John, if maybe Kyle Jackson isn't thinking maybe I should have let Hunter Owen in to face one more left-hander and then get us out of it. You wonder.
Yep. On hindsight, I think you're right. I'm going to trot that line out just because Jim McLean liked it so much, but they say hindsight is 20/20. That's the nicest thing that anybody will say about 2020 after this year is
Yeah,
over.
no kidding. I know it. That's for sure. What a disastrous year.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The pitch. Line to right, slicing. And another hit for the Navigators. And another run.
Yep. That was another excuse me hit. And I'll tell you what I'm seeing here, John, and it's basically been an array of pitchers.
Now batting the right fielder from Northeastern
There haven't
University,
been
number
many
22,
swing and misses on the
Ben
part of
Algieri.
North Shore. They are not pitching the ball. They are not able to throw the ball by them. And that's key.
So
Creating doubt in the batter's mind. They're not able to do it. Those pitches are not, the velocity is low. They're able to get the bat on the ball. If the timing's off, they're fouling it off. They're staying alive. But you know as well as I do, if a hitter knows that he's going to be able to get the bat on the ball, that adds a little bit more of an advantage to him when he steps into the box. There haven't been many swing and misses in this game on the part of the North Shore hitters at all.
Very true. And there's another one that could find its way down.
And it does.
First and third for North Shore. The hits just keep on
Again,
coming.
another pitch out there that had no velocity and was able to get the bat on the ball. Now you get the dangerous Cody
Now
Moore
batting
setup.
the shortstop from
Yep.
Boston College, number 12, Cody Morissette.
So McLary gets a 4th hit of the game. Do you have him 4 for 4, Tom? Ben McLary, the top of the order for the Navigators?
No, because he hit the fly out double play.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I missed that at bat. That's the one. Okay.
Yeah, he
I'm
hit the
filling
fly
my
out
in.
double play.
So he is. And you know what? He should have got a sac fly RBI out of that.
Exactly.
He should be 4 for 4, but instead he's 4 for 5, and he's already been up 5 times in 4 innings. That's crazy. Yeah, it's great if you're a guy that wants to bat 6 times. But unfortunately for the Silver Knights, Navigators spinning the order. Strike called in the outside corner. And I tell you, a guy that's probably not so happy about the long innings, Tom, your home plate umpire, as the sweat.
Exactly. He is
evident.
drenched.
Yeah. Very high and shallow to left.
That'll end the inning. It should anyway. And does. And finally, the inning ends after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits and a total of 8 runs.
The Silver Knights had a 7-run second inning. That is not the most productive inning of the game. It belongs to the Navigators with, as Tom said, 8 runs here at the top of the 4th inning. So bottom 4 we go, 12-7, and you know what? I'm going to guarantee you that won't be the final score.
Oh, watch it be the final score. I'll love it. I'll love it. I'll love it.
You would love it. They started the pitch shutdown innings all of a sudden.
It happens in games like that,
It
you know?
does. You never know baseball, right? Yeah. Unpredictable. Part of the charm of baseball. You never know what's going to happen.
So North Shore is in the same position that Nashua was in earlier. Go out and the umpire wanted water, I guess, and not a Gatorade. I'm not sure. He
Okay.
gave a Gatorade back. How about that?
Oh,
but
he did.
but North Shore's in the same position Nashua was in just an inning ago. Shut down the other team in the 3rd inning. And Nashua was able to do that, but not so much in the 4th. 8
Now batting the
runs
right
on
fielder
8
from Harvard
hits.
University, number 9, Ben
Ben
Brown.
Rounds, who like many of his teammates, spent a long half inning out there in the field in the hot sun. As he steps in there against Shimoleski, and he first pitch swings. It's a slicing line drive toward the red brick wall. It is gone.
God, yes.
Oppo
How about
power
that?
for a home run.
I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Talk about the ball carrying. Second home run of the game for the Silver Knights, and
Well-
they trail by 4.
Well, John Collins, your prediction came true.
And it took how many pitches?
1.
Yep. 12-8. What
Ben
a game.
Rounds.
Ben Rounds. Round and round.
Number 27, Jared Dupree.
Brockton leading Westfield 6-4 in the 5th inning. And they're only in the 5th inning there, too. Shimoleski throws and misses up and away. How about that inside out swing? And the ball goes out of here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a live ball.
You know what? I think the majority of home runs over that brick wall in left field
Are you lefties?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
righties just don't seem to be able to pull it fair.
Inside.
You know, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Worcester won a game here on a lefty-lefty matchup.
Oh.
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
There's
Very
a
high
shot.
and deep to center.
That's
Back
gonna
toward
go.
the wall.
That's
back
gone.
to back home runs for the Silver Knights here in the 4th inning. The slugfest continues. The 3rd home run of the game. This one by Jared Dupree, the league's leading hitter, leaves the ball yard dead central.
How about that, huh? Wow. Dead center.
I asked Katie Arend, any fireworks this season? We're seeing them right now. Holy cow. They're making Holman Stadium look like it's Greeley Field in Hudson, where I used to watch the kids play in a bandbox over there. I mean, they're making this park look small today.
They are. It's got to be the weather conditions here and the wind. The wind is blowing out, John.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it a strong, steady breeze? Yeah.
Yeah, just look at it. See the wind? See the flag?
Yeah. It
Watch
is.
that
It's blowing
flag.
right away from us.
It's a strong
Outta
breeze
here.
and it's high. It's blowing out of here.
Yeah.
And all the pitchers have had to deal with it.
It's a jet stream today.
Yeah, it's helped that right center gap that Nashua was using earlier, but it's also now helped the home run ball. But North Shore hasn't needed that wind, John, not the way they've been hitting.
Tom, I think the last time, I mean, guess, but I mean, you've
That's
seen way
safe.
more games.
Infield hit.
Safe infield hit. Dominic Keegan beats it out. I'm going to guess the last time you saw back-to-back home runs here in a game for the Nashua, was it the Pride? You probably got to go back a ways.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've seen too many
Yeah,
games here to really
yeah.
know.
And no outs. Dominic Keegan with an infield single. He's now 2 for 3 in the game. 9 runs for the Silver Knights, and they're down 3. That's up to Silo in right field. Drifting out to second
And
base.
that's
The
gonna be a
right fielder
tough
can't
play,
get
yep.
it. It gets down, and Keegan's going to get the second in time.
And again, John, that was all wind.
It was all wind. The sun didn't help, but it was the wind that took it away from both fielders.
If I'm a manager in this game, I'm telling my hitters, hit the ball in the air.
Yeah.
You know?
Jonathan Luters, the second baseman, went out, and Maglary, the right fielder, came in, and the ball went sideways. And it's first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the
Yeah,
fourth.
here comes the power guy, Stallman.
Stallman hits it high to right.
That's
It's
gonna
in the
be
air,
catchable.
and it is caught.
Keegan will tag, though.
He will get to third with 1 out. And that he answered your call to hit it in the air, Tom. It just
Now batting the third baseman from Northeastern
didn't carry out of here that
Number
time.
1, Max Vieira.
I wonder if there was a 307 red brick wall over there. Would that have snuck out of here?
Yeah, would have.
If it was a mirror image? Yeah, I think it would have. You know, the distance used to be out there for a long time. I don't know if Tom can remember what it is down the line here.
Well, down that line is 320 something, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was actually
Right,
324.
but I'll talk about
if I
that in a
remember.
second because I'll bring something up that came into play here during that home run derby game. It didn't come into play during the home run derby itself, but and I'll tell you about it in a second after this pitch. You see where the gate is
Yes.
to
Right
the work
field?
area, right field, that indentation right by the telegraph sign. You see that little indentation as
Yes.
it goes out and then goes back, okay? That was a creation of Chris English, the Pride owner. He designed that. because when the Pride when the Pride came in, they got some they got some early renovations to Holman, not the ones that transformed the stadium, but a little bit lesser of a renovation, but still renovations itself. A brick wall was created, and that area was created, and it was created when English got up there. He said, this is for a play that is almost ignored in Major League in baseball today, the triple.
Yeah.
And that's like triple alley right in that square. And wouldn't you know, a Brockton hitter, and English owns Brockton. The other night, a Brockton hitter hit the ball there and tripled in a run.
And that's the credit to Chris English.
Yep. Who now owns the Brockton team.
There you go. Tom dropping some history on us at Historic Holman Stadium. 14 hits for the Navs.
27 hits and 21 runs combined in 3 and 2/3? 3 1/3. 3 1/3.
Yeah.
In 3 1/3 innings. Unprecedented.
Yeah. And there is activity in the Navigators bullpen. They have a
None
right-hander.
in the Silver Knights bullpen.
None, you're right. They have a right-hander up for the first time for North Shore. Now throw to first. Trying to steal it out is Shimoleski. As he has none here in the... he's one, I'm sorry, the fly ball by Stallman. First and third. Potential tie run at the plate is Max Vieira.
And that's where I thought he would try to hit
it. Field area for a base hit, run scored.
John, right before he was going to hit that, I was going to say if he could go the other way, he's probably got a base hit because they're giving him that area. And he just nubbed it. Just a bloop hit.
5 hits in this inning for the Silver Knights, 2 of them solo home runs.
My goodness, this is unbelievable.
It is. Double digits for both teams.
And we're going to have a
10.
pitching change.
Yeah, here comes Bob Macaluso to call that right-hander into the game. We'll see who it is. 22 runs are in, and we are not officially halfway yet. You wanted to see baseball, and you're seeing it.
Yeah, offensive baseball.
Offensive baseball, yes. I gotta say, I do love offense. I do love.
I like
ball.
offense, but a good pitcher's duel. If you get men on base, they got to wiggle out of jams, things like that. I like that kind
mix,
of game.
right? A mix, you know.
5-3, 3-2, 4-3. I like that. 12-10, not so much.
Number 15, Parker Brown. This call in the bullpen is brought to you by Hampton and Nashua, where you never have to pay.
It'll be interesting when the majors come back, John Collins. Who's ahead of who, pitchers or hitters? That's going to be an interesting thing.
Yeah, it will be.
And I think when this league started up, I think the pitchers were ahead of the hitters this summer. When this league started.
Okay.
And that tide is starting to change because the pitchers now have gotten a little bit more wear and tear on their arms.
Yeah.
And the hitters have more timing down. Jack Arend will be the hitter, and he is a switch hitter, so he'll go bat from the left-hand side.
Yeah, it's interesting hearing some of the fans talk about baseball with no fans in the stands and how it's not going to be the same thing. For me, for somebody that really likes the minutia of the game, it's fine. I mean, I don't really look.
Well, you watched that game last night, but if you saw the cardboard cutouts that were behind the plate,
Yeah.
I thought that, that's a little hokey.
Yeah.
But you heard the piped-in fan noise.
I did. Yeah.
And had you not seen the cutouts or not heard the piped-in noise, what would that have been like? That would have been different.
You're right. That had something to
It would have been a little different. Now, there were situations in there where you obviously a home run and stuff like that, you didn't hear an eruption of the crowd or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that was different, and but it's gonna, it's definitely gonna play a part. There's no question about it.
I think it was Eduardo Perez that suggested that everybody be mic'd up in the major league games.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a little dangerous,
Yeah,
right?
that's dangerous.
And it's funny, the Red Sox were streaming a game where the camera work wasn't near as good as what it is on Nashua TV. I don't know who was operating those cameras at Fenway, but it wasn't a polished broadcast. It was just almost like security camera footage. But Jerry Remy and Dave, what's Dave's last name? You know who I mean, the play-by-play guy for the Red Sox. They're talking. They were talking about the no spitting rule that the major leagues had, how difficult it was going to be to enforce.
Right.
And no sooner did they brought it up, but Puello, the Red Sox new slugger there, took a pitch. It took a big swing. He fouled it back, and he walked out of the batter's box, and he just let one fly.
Yeah.
I mean, just like.
Yeah, that's going to be awfully hard too.
Yeah. And they didn't even notice it because it's such a routine thing. They didn't even put it up. I'm watching at home like, look at that. How are you going to police that? They'll call the timeout to try to break up Chmielewski's rhythm.
You're not unless the umpire sees it. The umpire's
Yeah.
not going to be looking for it if he's walking away from the play. Now, if he's in the batter's box and does it, that's a different story.
Jack Arend is 2 for 2 with a double off the right center field wall. He fouls this one into the seats. It catches a little bit of the net cord, it looked like. Playing any golf, Tom? I know you do some.
No, I'd
rounds.
like to this week because I'm off.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons I haven't played, and I would have been out a few times already, is Buck Meadow's been sold. And it was sold to the town of Amherst. They're turning it into soccer fields, and that's a great course.
Bad
where I
news
used to,
for you.
Yeah, that's a great course where I used to like to go out at 7 o'clock at night, be the last one on, and everything else. Now you got to get a tee time with COVID and everything else. It's a little different now.
Yeah.
But I'll probably try to get out sometime in the next week.
3 balls, 1 strike. A hitter's count for Arend. He jackknifes out of the way, ball 4, and the Silver Knights have him loaded with 1 out for Nick Perkins, the designated hitter who has done damage in this game.
Double and a walk.
And it seems to be a good matchup for Perkins, who's feeling good at the plate, and he's got a right-handed pitcher on the mound. With the bases loaded, and the tie run is at second base.
He's got that open stance, which favors him against a right-hander.
First pitch swinging is a difficult play, a long
Very
run, and it's going to be caught.
Yep.
No chance to advance. Good play out there.
Yeah, because
in
you've
left
got
field.
the left-handed hitter in there. The left fielder is playing a little shallow.
Cam Climo with the catch.
And Climo was that ball hung up long enough, and Climo was able to do it. The one thing you didn't want to do.
Yes.
And tough swing at the first pitch like that. I think you got a guy in here on a hot day, wait him out.
So back to the top of the order, and a probably overdue leadoff batter in Shumsky. Looks at a ball outside.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3.
Yeah.
Grounded to first, line to right.
Good hitter, too.
Grounded to short.
Expect something good out of him possibly
Out of Salem.
right here.
Former Navigator, I believe. No, former Brockton player. He played for Brockton. I'm sorry.
Fouls it way out of here to the right, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think. I'm not sure. I talked to him a week ago.
To the Silver Knights shortstop, trying to keep the inning going and possibly tie things up or better. The 1-1 is on the way. Timeout called, as Nick thought that Chmielewski was taking a little bit too long. Top of the order for the Silver Knights in a 12-10, you heard that right, contest. Navigators up by 2. 2 outs, bases loaded, high and deep to left. A chance for a grand slam.
It's gone.
It is gone into the trees. Nick Shumsky comes through in a big way. He'd been 0 for 3, not anymore. A grand slam at Holman Stadium.
Wow.
And it's no surprise in this slugfest of a game that the Silver Knights are back on top with another 7-run inning, 14-12.
Unbelievable.
2 7-run innings, Tom.
Now batting the right fielder from University, number 9.
It is unbelievable.
I've never seen anything like this here.
If you wrote this down as a script, nobody would believe it. Ground ball through the hole on the left side, and the hits keep on coming now for the Silver Knights, who have 16 hits. They have surpassed the Navigators in the hits and runs column.
Now batting the center fielder from North
As Ben Rounds is on again. Rounds, of course, one of the 4 home runs that the Silver Knights have hit today. You heard that right, 4 home runs.
And one of those home runs off this guy's bat, just like it was off the previous hitter's bat in Rounds.
It's
Jared
Dupre
Dupree.
again.
Wow, Nick Shumsky, that ball into the trees.
That was an amazing
I haven't
distance.
seen a ball hit from this team in the trees, I don't think ever.
Now, see, Tom, that is the ball that, regardless of the elements, would probably have gotten out of here, but because of the way things are going, the jet stream today, it went even farther.
Yeah, but still, was there much of a breeze at that point?
You
I
know
don't
what?
think
Maybe
so. Look
not.
at the flag now.
Yeah, it's sort of limp over there.
Yeah, it really is. I don't know if the breeze was carrying at that point in time.
I feel like the Nutty Professor supplied these baseballs today.
Boy,
I mean, and the script. It gets away into scoring position, goes Ben Rounds. Jared Dupre has a chance to add to the 7-run inning with 2 outs here and a 2-0 count.
wow.
We're in the 4th. This is an historically offensive game here at Historic Holman Stadium.
Just incredible. I
Wow.
have never seen anything like this.
And you have seen a lot of games.
That's going to be snagged. Let's see if they can get him at first. They do.
Yeah, a nice
He hits
play
it
over
hard.
there.
Dupree never gets cheated when
Tom,
he's up
there's no
there.
errors in this game. You believe that?
No, that could happen. That could change now, John. You just jinxed that.
I jinxed that. I
So
mean,
7 runs for the Silver Knights.
These
And
are
in
all-
that inning, they hit, from what I would think is a historic, three home runs. In all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. No errors, as John said. 1 runner left on base. 14-12 lead. So through 4 innings of play, 26 runs and 30 hits. Incredible.
we were just talking about grand slams, and it's no surprise there was one in this game. Shumsky crushed that ball.
Oh, absolutely crushed it. But now, I mean, the onus is on the pitchers here. I mean, sooner or later, somebody's going to have to throw one by a hitter.
You know, you're right
You
about
know,
that.
and that's-
They're
that's
way
just-
too comfortable, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just not happening.
Oh, no swings and misses, as you said. We're seeing guys get jammed and hit home runs in this game. It is unbelievable. So who's pitching?
Attention fans.
Still Cormier?
Pitching for your
No,
Silver Knights.
they've changed.
From Babson, Stephen McClendon.
McClendon, the former Bishop Girton
Oh,
standout, who basically, John, interesting story about him. When he was a senior at BG,
Bullpen is brought to you by
he
Anthony.
tore his labrum.
ooh,
But he
that's a
tore his
nasty
labrum
injury.
in his left shoulder, not his right.
Left shoulder. How'd he do that?
I have no idea. So he couldn't hit or play the field, but all he could do was pitch.
Wow. Well, good for him.
Yeah,
Obviously,
and he's a
An
freshman
effective
at
pitcher.
this was his freshman year at Babson, and so he basically
Now batting
came
the
out
first
here on a
baseman
Sunday
for Harvard
afternoon
University.
game,
Number 7.
struck out the side, but also
Bravo.
gave up a couple runs because he was wild. And you know, the thing is he, you know, he said it's the first time on a mound in over a year.
6 feet, 175
He's got
pounds.
some velocity.
Yeah.
If he's got command and can throw strikes, McClendon can be a very effective reliever for this team.
And he's up against Logan Bravo. He's got some grown man power, the right-handed batter for the Navigators. Logan Bravo doubled and scored his last time up. Base hit to center for Bravo. And that is hit number 15 for the Navigators.
But
Now
that's
batting, the designated hitter from the University of Dayton, number 45, Alex Brickman.
now you've got Brickman, and if you can get Brickman to hit it on the ground, you can get a double play.
Why do I think Brickman's not going to hit it on the ground? I don't know. This is just shell shock territory at this point here in the big swing and a miss. That was a swing and a miss. It might not have been a strike either, but we'll take it. 0-1 is the count on big Alex Brickman. He is 265 pounds. May have lost 10 during this game so far. I know our catchers have. 6'4", 265. Big boy. Yeah. Alex Brickhouse.
Well, he played here too.
Strike. I thought the name was.
Yeah, he
completely
played half a
familiar.
season here.
Okay.
Wasn't too productive. Actually, I don't know if you think he made it through the end of the season.
He looked
got hurt.
back at the umpire on that call. I thought it was a good call, right on the outside
I
corner.
thought it was a little outside. So he's 1-2 now. Can McClendon blow it by him? I think he can.
Ooh,
No.
it just missed. Brickman, who doesn't get cheated very much, and it's tough when you have a good live fastball like that. You don't want to get beat on a breaking ball, and he misses. So it's 3-2. If you hang a breaking ball to Brickman, you could see a tie game. The 3-2 pitch is on the way, and he took a home run cut and fouled it straight back. Wow, that was a just miss. Not the greatest location there. By McClendon. The runner goes, and it's fouled back to the screen.
I flinched.
Yeah, it was labeled for you. Yeah, it did go over us, yep, into the parking lot. And the way these balls are carrying and bouncing, I'm sure that's probably at the 99 right now. One of the patrons just dodged it.
Runner goes.
And that's
Foul
over
ball.
our heads. Yep, that's at the Cumberland Farms, I think. Are you?
Yeah, Brickman doesn't get cheated, does he?
No.
He makes something out of those foul balls.
Yeah. Who was I looking at strikeout to? Oh, yeah, Bo Jackson. I was looking at. He struck out 172 times one season, in which he hit, I think, 32 homers. Foul over Tom's head, off of the booth.
That's it.
He's trying to.
I'm
He looked at Brickman.
one more like that, and I'm closing the windows.
Brickman had a grin on his face. He looked back at you, Tom. Did you see him? He was looking at. He tried to make eye contact with you.
Yeah.
It was funny. He looked
I'm
right-
not making eye contact with him. In fact, I don't want him making contact with me at all.
Any kind of contact.
He's bigger than I am.
Oh, and he bends
Ooh,
away.
yeah.
It's another walk for Brickman. It's happened a couple times where the pitchers kind of just say, you know what, I'm not mess with this guy anymore.
Now batting the left fielder from the University.
And again, command.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what McClendon hasn't had when he's come in. Is command. So again, it's a hitter's day. 2 on, nobody out. When's the last time a ball was hit on the ground, John Collins? It's been a
Look
while.
at my scorecard. Gee.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been like innings.
The last time anyone for
Vieira
North Shore.
grounded out to short.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. And I think
For North Shore, it was a grounder to first by Brickman to lead off the third inning.
I've only got like 4 ground balls by the Navigators in this game.
Yeah, and I would say maybe 1 swing and miss, 2 swing and misses.
Yeah. Very
Popped up.
high.
Nah, that's going to be a tough play.
And people are looking at each other.
Dupree.
Dupree's in the
I
catch.
tell you, oh, he drops it.
Doesn't matter, though.
Gets the force.
Oh, he's going to get a double play?
He is. He gets a double play out of it.
Now, that's going to be an argument.
Why?
That is going to be an argument.
Why? It wasn't a purposeful drop.
Because it was so close to the infield, they should have called the infield fly roll. That was actually an infielder's ball, but the infielders was so inept on it, they made it look like the outfielder. And the umpires should have called an infield fly roll on that.
That is a big judgment call. Ooh, thank you, sir. Ooh.
I'm telling you, that should have been an infield fly roll. It was too close to the infield, and that's the exact reason why. Even though I don't believe that Dupree dropped that on purpose, that is exactly why you have to call it. Because the runners are at the mercy of that.
Because you think that that's too close to the infield.
I do. It's too high
I disagree.
and too close to the infield.
I disagree.
This is
The
awesome.
center
Thank
fielder
you
had
so
to run
much.
in and make a play like that in shallow center field. That's a base hit to center field. It's not in the infield.
That happened in the World Series, didn't it? Outfielder made a play on
But
a
they're
ball.
not going to give it to him. They're going to give him the double play.
Umpires messed up again. Yeah, it's me. And Macaluso's had enough of it. I can't get enough of this soft serve ice cream they just gave us. This is a fantastic
No kidding.
treat.
I know it. I'm going to have dessert before my dinner.
That wasn't a ground ball either, Tom, but it's an out.
It's an out.
Actually, it's 2 outs.
Thank you, John Creedon.
Thank you, John Breeden. Wow, there's some. Yeah, we've had some weird plays.
We have. This game has got everything.
I'm getting it right now. As we speak, brain freeze is setting in. As long as I don't get mouth freeze. Still talk. Wow, that's funny that he didn't call infield fly. I'm looking at it, it's like, Let me ask you this, Tom. If the shortstop went back to make a play on that, as he probably should have, and then got called off by the outfielder, would you feel better about the infield fly rule then?
No. I always think an infield fly rule is a fly ball in the infield. That was not in the infield. It was in shallow right. It was in shallow center field.
Yeah. There's a
I'm sorry.
slicer foul. It was in shallow center field, but
I
do
think
not
pop up
confine-
to the shortstop.
you do not confine the infield fly rule to the dirt of the
Okay.
infield. You
All right.
it's a judgment call, like you said.
It's a judgment call. In my mind, you would in that situation because that ball was up in the air and it was in no man's land.
Strike
You know,
three.
and McClendon gets the strikeout. So McClendon benefits by that
Yes.
call, and North Shore does not score here in the top of the fifth.
Please direct your attention
I'm going to
to
look
the
up on my phone right now. There was a World Series.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Remember that?
I'm sure that call was made on the major league level.
Shallow left field, and some people watching at home that know exactly what it is. And
I'm not going to disagree with it. You know,
yeah, I know you're not, but I just I thought it was curious and that you know what, when you're Jared Dupree, and I don't believe he did that on purpose, but that's exactly the play you want to make there.
sure, drop the
Get
ball,
2
and throw
outs.
it, right? But you can tell he took his eye off the ball.
Now I think so you can get a double play instead of 1 out. Yeah, you get 2 outs for the price of 1.
Right.
And I believe there's a rule against doing that deliberately, like dropping a ball that hits
Yep.
you. You can let it fall in front of you, but
Right.
you can't let it hit your glove and then hit the ground on
Right.
purpose.
Now, if that ball had dropped, no infield fly, Kyle Jackson probably would have gone out and tried to argue. the
Yes, you're exactly right.
attention fans.
So
Now,
Bob Macaluso over 2 in the arguments that
Yeah.
you feel he had strong cases for both. I'm not going to disagree with it.
Yeah. Well, I knew it was going to be an argument at least. All right, I'm typing in infield fly rule World Series left field controversy. See if something comes up. Atlanta Braves umpires get infield fly rule called right. St. Louis Cardinals versus Atlanta Braves. It must have been maybe it was a. Oh, there's a bunch of them, I guess, but wild card game.
When there's a
Braves
judgment
against
call,
Cardinals.
when there's a judgment call, John Collins,
Yeah.
you're going to see a lot of those on Google.
Yeah,
Okay?
you will. Yeah. See if we can hear any of this. This is the Cardinals pitching to the
Now
Braves.
batting the first baseman from Vanderbilt University, number 13, Dominic Keegan.
Somebody sent some fan footage. That wasn't the actual Facebook footage. Dominic Keegan is up to lead off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Silver Knights looking for some insurance runs, figuring that 2 runs is not enough in this kind of a game. 14 to 12.
Definitely
Nashua
not
lead.
enough.
Yeah.
As the wind has started to kick up again as you watch the flag.
You're right. Oh. Silver Knights have hit 4 home runs in this game, including a grand slam, as they bat in the 5th inning. Keegan gets a strike called on him that was a generous. Yeah, it is. Flag has a high curve that misses. Slider, I guess, was the type of pitch. Navigators, number 21. Misses outside. Griffin Green from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. That pitcher's body at 6'4", 215 pounds. Pitches for Virginia Tech, where he's a freshman this September. Ground ball over the mound on 2 quick hops and firing to first in time. Nice play by the Navigator shortstop, Cody Morissette. 1 up, 1 down. A rare ground ball in this game. Keegan retired. Here's John Meade. Meade, 3 hits, 3 times up. John Meade with the no batting glove look. Tops that one.
Yeah, how about that? That's very rare, isn't it?
Yeah, it is these days.
Yeah.
It is. Might even be choking up an inch there. Yeah, he is a little bit. I'm seeing about an inch to a half inch of a choke up as he misses that outside pitch. And it's quickly 0-2 on the Franklin Pierce left fielder, John Meade. Griffin Green, very high and deep to right, but it's going to stay in the park. And with a beat on it, making
And
the
look
catch.
at the flag.
Yeah, it's
It
going
was-
towards
it-
left.
Yeah, but the flag was also just limp for a while there.
Magliari makes work of that one, so it's 2 up, 2 down for the Silver Knights here in the 5th inning. There's one thing we have not had much of, if at all, a 1-2-3 inning. Maybe the Silver Knights went down. No, I don't think they went down 1-2-3 in the first, did they? No, Ben Rounds got on. You probably can hear the
You can hear the wind
wind breeze
in the
coming.
broadcast. I can hear it through my headset. Unless that's all your hot air.
Actually, it might be the fan. Is it the
Unless that-
fan?
Unless that's all your hot air. No, I hear the gust. I hear a little bit of wind.
Yeah. Dr. Tom King asked the question if the temperature can put your body temperature up.
I was wondering about that.
You know what? Today's the day to ask it. 'Cause that was
Sure.
interesting. I wasn't 100% sure of the answer.
When it's that hot, when it's
Yeah,
90 degrees
no,
to 99 degrees to
No,
100?
I wasn't that sure what the answer would be either.
Now batting the third baseman from Northeastern University.
Well, for example, I was sitting out in the sun most of the morning and the early
You know what,
afternoon.
too?
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. That would.
So I imagine my body temperature is probably above 98 degrees. It probably isn't 100, but
Lucas Stallman having a good day. He's 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer and a single now. He's on base with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. And Max Vieira, also 2 hits in the game. Jumps back from an inside fastball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Vieira. Where's number 1? Quick throw to first. Back. Diving it in.
boy, is this ice
Stallman.
cream tremendous or what?
Yeah. It really hit the spot. I was thinking about, they gave us a hot dog. I was thinking of asking for ice cream, and they thought better of it, like have the hot dog, and they just
Runner goes, or
didn't
he
have
was
to
going
ask.
to go, and
Base hit up the middle.
Stallman's going to try for third. No, he's going to hold.
That would have been interesting.
Yep. He would have been out.
Yeah, he would have been out. Should have been out.
So some 2-out activity for the Silver Knights.
Yep. We've seen a lot of 2-out activity.
And
on
that
the
was
part
a
of both
ground
teams.
ball single. We haven't seen many of those in this game.
Yeah, went up the dirt strip helped, I think, on that one. Not all fields have that dirt strip in front of the mound.
Right.
Picked up speed.
I made that comment the last broadcast to Jason Roby. That dirt strip is almost unique
Yeah,
in today's day and age.
it is. You know, I think
It was
Diamondbacks used
prevalent
to have
years
it.
ago.
Right. I think the Diamondbacks used to have it. I think they got rid of it.
They did, really. Yeah, and I know they had it. I saw it in that ballpark.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got rid of it.
I wonder if they still have the hot tub out in left
Chase, they
field,
do.
right field.
Chase Field in Arizona.
Yeah.
Ball carries there too a lot.
Well, it carries there, but does it carry there where the roof is closed? I mean, when the roof was open. That's the thing.
When the roof is open, yes, it does. I think it carries.
It's got to carry more when the roof is open than it does when it's closed.
Yeah, it carries more with the roof open, but you know, if you will watch batting practice here with the roof closed, it's also a launching pad. Ground ball to second baseman and a 5-batter inning, and Griffin Green's fortunate to get out of there with a 0.
5-batter inning feels like a 1, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4
doesn't it?
pitch inning, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We have played 5 here at Historic Holman Stadium, everybody. It is a 14-12 Nashua Silver Knights lead.
Just like on the field.
Yes, you heard correctly.
Yeah, 14-12 with 33 combined hits.
Now we'll see if we're at the point in the game where the pitchers can start to take over a little bit, because you know what, John? You've got to think a little bit. The hitters are in a groove for a while, hitting home runs, extra base hits, running the bases. They might be getting a little tired in this heat. And to face a fresh pitcher might give the pitcher the advantage at this stage in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're actually going to the 6th inning here.
How about
It's an
that?
official game. Let's see who's pitching for the Silver Knights. Is it still
It is still McClendon,
McClendon?
I believe.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Yes, it is.
This might be his first
Number 20, Ryan.
stint of more than an inning.
And he's needed right now to do this. Give some of his teammates a break because it was looking like they might have to use 9 pitchers in this game. They'd love to get a scoreless inning out of Stephen McClendon right here with the Silver Knights clinging to a 2-run lead in this slugfest of a game. 14-12. As the Navigators bat top 6. Ground ball, left side of the infield. Vieira gobbles it up in a nice strong throw.
A ground out.
Yes.
A North Shore ground out. The first one since the top of the 3rd inning when Brickman grounded to first base.
Yep. So Turin makes an out on the ground, and here is Cervoni. Left-handed batter, and the inside that once went over the screen. Look out. Strike 1. Yeah. McClendon working fairly quickly as a new ball. Kicks and throws, and it's hit hard to right. Hooking and is carrying. It's a double.
Again, Rounds with a slow start, I thought.
Yeah, he kind of took a unfortunate route, it looked
Yeah,
like.
he looked like he took a strange path to that ball, and he knows it.
He knows it.
As he slammed the glove, he knows that that's a ball that's got to be caught.
Yeah, I think he took a step forward and towards the left field foul pole when he probably should have taken a step back and toward the center field wall and taken that route, and he might have been able to snag that in the air. But once he came in a few steps and to his right, it was over his head. To his right. And it's a double with 1 out, runner in scoring position for the Navs. Bloop, left center field, long run. Dupre can't get there. 1st and 3rd for the Navigators on a bloop hit by Jonathan Luters.
Now batting the right
Back
fielder,
to the
number
top of the order we go.
Number 22,
Ben
Malgieri.
Malgieri has been up to the plate. Now his 6th time in this game. 4 for 5. Had that controversial fly ball to left. It should have been an RBI sac fly. Run scored, but the umpires both ruled that it was a left early situation. Very high to right.
Yeah, let's see if there's going to be play at the plate. It's shallow.
And
no.
he's not going to come, which is just a shock.
Yeah,
That's a long way against the wind and all
against
that.
the wind. That's the wind factor would have had me send him.
And you know what?
And he's looking over at his third
Yeah,
base coach saying, you know,
yeah.
I think I might have been able to make that.
It's a 2-run game. You got to make him make the play.
Right.
That was a big run. And if you're Meglary, why didn't you go on that?
Now, here's the toughest hitter in their lineup is Morissette. He's the best player on this field.
That's 2 sac flies that Meglary was robbed of. Oh man, he should be 4 for 4 with a couple more runs batted in. Roundhouse curve from McClendon misses up and away to the dangerous Cody Morissette. He's probably has dreams of hitting one pretty deep. That's nice paint right there from McClendon. That's not what you're hunting for if you're a big swinger. Ball in the outside corner low. 1-1 the count to Morissette. Ground ball, excuse me, over the mound. Tough play. Good job by the shortstop.
How about that? McClendon is going to.
Chomsky, nice play.
McClendon is going to help. Congratulate his defense on that play.
Yeah.
Because that was a big play. Because when he couldn't reach the ball, your shortstop's got to judge whether the pitcher's going to get it or not. And Chomsky just kept coming for it. Had he not been doing that, it would have been an infield hit.
Quick hands by Chomsky. Could have got handcuffed by that last hop, but he didn't. Made the
so
play.
They get a tough out on a tough hitter, and they take a 2-run lead, 14-12, into the bottom of the 6th. I don't know about you, John Collins, but that ice cream brought my body temperature down a little bit.
That was good. as much needed. Oh, you turned my fan off? I'm kidding. Yeah, I feel it still. Whining. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that press box that Tom brought back the memory of that 15 or 16 inning, 5-hour game, whatever it was, and he was sitting next to me for all of it, and we were just sweating in that.
Well, that day too, right? Okay,
was
I'll tell you a couple things about that
Did they
day.
knock that down, or is that it right there, where we were? Is that where we were?
Right behind you, the brick wall, that brick facade that's behind you in the press box.
Oh, so it was that. I felt like we were in a gun turret at Iwo Jima. I mean, that's how hot it was in there.
I'll
like
tell you, it was just
boxes.
so hot in there. And
Yeah.
Roger Pepin, the official scorer, he was supposed to move that day after the game, and I believe he still did it. But it just had to be excruciating for him to do that.
Southern New Hampshire University.
In that
True
heat.
story, right? I had a dinner cruise I had to go to. That was a noontime game, Tom, and I barely made this Boston Harbor cruise with my wife.
And I had a buddy of mine, come in and stay for a few days.
Oh, that's right. I remember you talking about
And
that.
he had to sit on the front porch and just wait for me to get there.
Yeah, because the game was 5 hours long.
Exactly.
And
I didn't get home till 6.
I got to that Boston Harbor cruise. I made it in time with my wife, and I got on, and we had some friends on there. My voice was
Gone.
non-existent.
Gone.
I sounded like I just was whispering, and with the noise and stuff and music, it was like I was mute after that. Ball high. So, bottom of the 6th, Silver Knights looking for some insurance runs. Fisted down into the Navigators bullpen area. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. On Nick Perkins, the 9-hitter and designated hitter for the Silver Knights. Everybody has hits. The only guy that didn't have a hit for a while, Nick Shumsky, he ended that, you could say, with a grand slam. And that's part of the scoring that we see, 14-12 in favor of the Silver Knights. 4 home runs in the game for Nashua. Strike 3 called on the inside corner.
We haven't seen
Rare
much of
caught
that either.
looking. Yeah.
In fact,
Now batting the shortstop of Merrimack College, number 18,
strikeouts?
Nick Shumsky.
here comes Mr. Grand Slam himself in Shumsky.
Yeah.
That looks to me like that's the first strikeout. No, second strikeout. Keegan struck out in the first inning.
Yes.
So that's the second strikeout for North Shore pitching. Nashua pitching, on the other hand, they have 1 strikeout. Owen struck out McElroy to end the. No, they have 2. They have 2. I'm sorry.
Ricky Alexi with that cross-fire delivery. In other words, he steps almost toward the middle of the baseline, and then he fires the ball back over the other way.
Both teams have 2 strikeouts.
2 strikeouts each.
Which is one of the reasons why you see 35 hits in a game and 26 runs.
3-0. Ball gets loose from the bullpen. Trying to remember the Oakland A's pitcher that had that kind of delivery where he would step one way and then throw the ball they call it like cross fire delivery. It looks like one thing you wouldn't teach because it looks like they're throwing over a
Right.
wooden fence, like wooden collapsed wooden fence, stepping over it. The 3-1 on the way. And misses down and away.
Now batting the right fielder from Harvard University, number 9, Ben Rounds.
So, good job of getting on base by Nick Perkins and, Shumsky. And Ben Rounds, the batter. Ben has one of the 4 Silver Knights home runs. Alexi checks on the runner. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Silver Knights lead 14-12. On a very sunny and hot day here at the old ball yard. That misses inside.
And this game is very close to being 2.5 hours old.
Yeah.
Well, there's something we haven't seen much of. Swing and a miss.
So Rounds going for the downs again, and 1-1 is the count. It's low, 2 balls and 1 strike. I want to say Paul Lindblad, but I don't know if that's right.
Paul Lindblad from the Washington Senators,
it
Texas
this-
Rangers.
Okay, was he a guy that pitched like this? I'm not sure.
Lindblad, I think Lindblad was a lefty, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not positive.
Yeah, mostly lefties do this. It's a baseball term, crossfire, when used by a left-handed pitcher instead of stepping with his right leg and pointing the feet directly toward home like normal. The feet move horizontally away from home more toward first base. And he's like pointing his foot toward third base. I guess people actually do teach that technique. I think it brings them more velocity or something. But
And another
yeah, it is
walk.
at the end. You're right. It is. I guess I'm looking at his body lean more
Now
than
batting
anything.
Yeah.
fielder from Northeastern University.
Well, whatever he's doing, John Collins, is not working
Not
right now.
working right now. He's you kind of throw yourself off balance is what happens when you do it that way. Of course, if you do it enough, you probably perfect it and you have great control with it. But Nolan Ryan would not like it. One ball and no strikes as he misses again to Jared Dupree, the league's leading hitter, has a home run today. Center field straight away. That's up in the air to left. And
He carries a little bit. Now he's going to come in, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that thing wasn't all that far from the wall.
No, it was a high ball
Yep.
that
Now
the wind
batting
carried.
first
And
baseman
then
from Vanderbilt University.
If that one
quite
ever
enough.
went out of here, you would have said, what are we looking at? Because, I mean, that was a mishit. It was underneath it completely. Here's Dominic Keegan. After the fly out by Jared Dupree for the second out of the inning. Down the line, is it fair or foul?
Yes,
It's
fair.
a fair ball. It hits the chalk, and this could bring 2 runs home. They're going to wave him in, and it's a 2-run double by Dominic Keegan. As he gets chalk on the inside-out swing, and 2 runs come home. The runners, of course, on contact. They were off with 2 outs.
so Keegan and Shumsky now with 4 RBIs each.
Wow. These batters are just filling up their offensive
Now batting the left
stat
fielder,
categories
University,
in this
number
game.
25, John Lee.
John Meade is up there. Speaking of a guy that's leading the hit parade, he's got 3 already as he bats here in the 6th, excuse me. 2 runs are in, strike called. Dominic Keegan now in scoring position, a 4-run lead for the Silver Knights, who were down 4-0 at the beginning of this game. That's to right center. Nobody's playing there.
No one's going to get it.
It's going to get down for another run. And going for second. It's going to be close. Sliding in, though. No throw in the end. A deep fly ball in the gap by Meade. He's got his 4th hit of the game, and it is a 17-12 lead for the Silver Knights with 3 runs in the inning. 17-12.
It's amazing.
It is.
Absolutely amazing.
As the Silver Knights scored a touchdown in the 2nd, Tom.
Yep.
Touchdown in the 4th, and now a field goal here in the 6th inning. And there's your 17. Wow. Fastball up. Lucas Stallman hit. Now you look at Lucas, not the biggest dude, and there's been 5-6 home runs in this game. Did the Navigators hit one?
No.
Forget already. No, they didn't run, huh? So they came close, but they didn't get one over the boards. But Stallman actually had the longest home run of the game, up into the trees next to the flagpole.
No. Shumsky did. And the trees
Oh,
over left
straight
field.
away?
Yeah, it's over left field into the trees.
Oh, Shumsky. I'm sorry.
Shumsky
you're right. Shumsky's the one.
or Dupree to center field.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
But I think Shumsky's
forgot
was.
about.
I think
Shumsky
Shumsky's
that
was
hit
longer.
into the trees. Yeah, you're right.
Shumsky's was much longer. And a strikeout, swing and a miss, which we don't see very often in this game, and that'll do it. But the field goal stands, right?
Yes.
3 runs for the Silver Knights.
And they're up 17-12 as we move to the 7th inning.
So now you get into the meat of your bullpen. I imagine we'll have a new pitcher on the mound. And,
Like the stirrups.
No, I don't know. This is still
McClendon.
McClendon. Yeah,
29?
McClendon's going to go. Yeah, I think, isn't he?
Oh, McClendon's 20.
Let me see. I'll take a look right up close. I've got the binoculars. I know McClendon by face. No, that's not McClendon. We have a new pitcher.
Jack Kramer.
You're right. Yep, we have a new pitcher.
It's Kramer.
It's Kramer.
Attention fans. Now pitching for the Silver Knights.
Yes.
Sacred Heart, number 29, Jack Kramer.
So we'll see whether Kramer can do the job,
Yeah.
right?
He came. I think he came from next door. He just came over and to pitch. Glen Rock, New Jersey. I'm sure he's tired of hearing that reference. Sophomore at Sacred Heart University. He looks bigger than 6'8".
I bet he
175.
doesn't
Must be
hear
the-
a lot about that.
No, 'cause he's
you know
young?
why? Because
They're young?
they don't know. You know.
I don't know.
This
They're in a
is-
different world, right?
It's a different world than we are. That's for sure. John, everybody's in a different world than I am. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Well, they do a lot of reruns. You're right. Yeah. Well, let's see how Kramer throws that junior mint across the dish, shall we?
Exactly.
The old pill. Yeah.
I wonder if in college for his internship he worked at.
belly high
I wonder if
fastball.
in college for his internship he worked at Kramerica.
Oh, I don't know. We should stop while we're ahead by 5 runs. 17-12. Kramer inherits a 5-run lead
Logan Bravo.
as he tries to put a muffin top on this one. Yeah. Oh, wow. And And that's not, doesn't feel too good for Jack Arend behind the plate.
See, this delay kind of unnerves Kramer a little bit because he was
Yeah.
warming up for a while, so he's got to stop and wait. Yeah, and that
Yeah.
pitch not even close either.
Yep.
That's just it. You come into this game, you're almost afraid to throw a strike because of the way it's been hit, the ball's been hit, and he
Yeah.
is way out. We've got more activity in the Silver Knights bullpen right now.
And the Navs. Ooh, turning away from a fastball up and in. Kramer looking toward the dugout right now.
Yeah,
It's
something's
just,
wrong.
Something's wrong with his fingertips or something. He's
Yeah,
looking
he's,
again,
yeah,
and
there's something's
towel's
wrong.
coming out,
Yeah.
Now batting
This
the
may be it for
designated hitter from the
Kramer.
University of
It looks like a
Dayton,
physical
number
issue.
45,
Maybe,
Yeah, it does.
Maybe not even the arm. It's
Yep.
some other part of the body.
And in the Silver Knights bullpen, I'll tell you who it is in a second. It is Steve Miller, the Penn State reliever, is out there. This is a whole crowd coming out to see the pitcher, and my guess is,
Injury visit.
you know, it's, if you got to make an injury visit to a pitcher, you don't leave him in the game. You take him out.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason to leave him in.
Yeah. And, there's
And
the
they
call.
aren't. They're bringing in Miller.
He didn't
So-
actually see the call.
Yeah, I
got
saw.
another
I
pitch in.
saw Kyle wave his
Yeah.
hand. So that's it. Whatever happened with Kramer, he is still flexing that right hand.
Gave it a go, but wasn't to be for Jack Kramer today. And into the game, as Tom
Attention
said,
fans.
Stephen
Now
Miller.
pitching for your Silver Knights.
Miller's a pretty good pitcher, John.
Number 21, Stephen
My
Miller.
guess is he was going to be in here in the eighth inning. He can close. Dufault can close. Let's see who else can they have close in this game. I'll go over it in a second. Cheney maybe. Chris
Yeah.
Cheney can do it.
This call to the bullpen is brought to
So
you
there's
by
a few pitchers that they could go with. But they're going to want, and Skidmore would have been maybe somebody we would have seen.
Yeah.
So these are guys that, you know, I don't know who pitched last night. I didn't check the box score out, but Miller's obviously here in the seventh inning. If they can get 2 innings out of him with tomorrow off, they'd take that
They would.
because they don't have anybody warming up right now or going out there to warm up in the bullpen. They have some stretching going on, but nothing else.
Nice little curveball there by Steve Miller.
Miller's not a bad pitcher.
That might be Steve Miller's abracadabra pitch. You
Could
think
be.
so? So it's the relief pitcher Steve Miller in there, and Navigators will try to keep things in Swingtown, where it's been for most of the game.
Yeah, but you've got this is Brickman, I believe, and he gets a ground ball. You should be able to double him up.
Yeah, he doesn't exactly fly like an eagle, does he, Tom?
No, he doesn't. Jim, if you keep laughing, you keep encouraging him. Okay, you have to learn to ignore these lines. This is going to be trouble. Nope.
Yeah.
Rounds has got a beat on it, and he has it.
Then Rounds has it.
Now batting for the left fielder from the University of Massachusetts at Lowell, number 6, Cam Climo.
20 hits for the Silver Knight. Well, you never would have envisioned this 3 weeks ago, I think. July 6th when they opened up?
Yeah. So this has got to be.
No, it wasn't. It was July 2nd.
July 2nd. They
July
opened.
was the 2nd, yeah.
Right. Topped at the plate. Huge hack. Cam Climo up there. Left fielder for the Navigators. 20 hits for the Silver Knights and 17 for North Shore.
29 runs and 37 hits.
They try to climb back into this one.
That's a season for some teams.
It is.
Good grief.
Yeah. Off the plate.
No, foul ball.
Why? Did it hit him?
Either that or it hit the plate, right?
It must have clipped the
clipped his
batter
foot.
when he came up. Yeah. Yeah, hit his jersey, I guess, on the follow through. Hit him in the right shoulder. He says. That was a weird one.
Sure was. Good job by the home plate umpire. To
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's a guarantee that they see that. The 2-2 on the way and missed outside.
Yeah, Aaron had to go out and get it. He couldn't just quickly grab it and frame it. Let's see what Miller throws here now on a full count. Fastball.
Into the hole, base hit. So the Navigators with hit number 18 on the game have first and second with one out.
Well, they were playing the batter to pull, and he did pull, but they were playing and shading towards the line in the 7th inning, and that allows the ball to get through the hole as the third baseman had to basically freeze. Because a lot of times, John, you'll see the third baseman move to his left and cut that ball off.
Yep, and now it is a situation where, hearkening back to the first inning, Silver Knights would love to have the pitcher's best friend revisit.
They'd love to have another double play,
no.
but that's not going to help them. They may nothing at third. Nope.
It removes the double play possibility.
So Miller's a little on track. Boy, this is not a pitcher's day. But Clinton looked like an ace out there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
So first base is empty now as Steve Miller has to decide how he wants to handle the batter. That's a foul ball down the right. It's coming right after him. In other words, he
hit the light stanchion and bounced into the bullpen.
It did. It took somebody out almost.
Almost.
That was crazy. It's just.
That's all we needed.
Yeah, that'd be a freak way to get hurt. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count on the Navigators
Foul
hitter.
ball.
Oh, just missed the bag. I'll tell you what, that
Foul
would have been
ball.
foul ball. Jake McElroy, had he hit the bag, that could have bounced any place.
Exactly, and probably would have been a hit and probably
Yeah.
would have scored a run.
Probably scored 2 if it went anywhere past
Right.
Keegan. So North Shore would dearly like to get some runs on the board here and eat away at a 5-run deficit in the top of the 7th inning, knowing that they have 3 at-bats total. That one goes to the backstop, and it's a perfect rebound.
There you
for
go.
Jack
Thank
Arend.
you, Holman Stadium.
Yes.
Well, Miller's got to settle down here. In fact, he's 1 bad pitch away now from a visit, I would think, from Ariel Ramos, who knows that this pitcher can do much better.
Yeah.
Miller's struck out 2.
One of the
New
benefits.
Britain, he struck out 2 New Britain hitters with the bases loaded to end the game the other night.
Okay.
And
he
gets one
gets
there.
a punch out on cue, Tom. That's a big strikeout.
That is a big strikeout.
So no sack fly now, 2 outs.
2 outs, got to be careful of the wild pitch or the base hit in a hole that drives in 2.
Turen, the batter. He'd be followed by Ryan Cervoni.
He's 2 for 3 with a 1 for 3 with a walk.
Yeah. Oh, hard hit to center and slicing, and it's going to get down for 2 runs. First pitch swinging.
Boy, he
Turen.
got a pitch, didn't he?
Yeah, and he drove it.
He just drove it. Did not wait at all.
Solid smash by Turen, and it is a 3-run game again with a 2-out, 2-run double for Ryan.
John, that is 5
Turen.
RBIs for Turen.
One more hit by the Navigators, and you know what that's going to make this game, Tom?
20-20.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it won't stay that way.
No. Actually, that'll be the final run total.
Right. And then we'll go to the home run derby.
Yeah, about 4 hours in, we're going to go.
Which will be 30-20.
Swung on and missed. This has been a highly entertaining game, nevertheless.
It has been.
1 ball and 1 strike. Fisted back to the back screen. That one recorded at 92 on the gun, which I'm told is 3 over. 89. So Aroldis Chapman would be throwing about 109 in this game. 106. Pitch. He's got COVID-19, by the way.
There it is. So Miller
Strike
finds
3.
his groove, just gives up that one bad pitch.
Was that a Steve Miller track, Finds His Groove?
No.
I think it was.
I don't think so.
No? Let me look it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 7th
Something
inning
close
stretch
to
brought
that.
to you by Spengo Nashua. At Spengo, it's you versus you. Spengo incorporates cardio, strength, and flexibility into one amazing 60
Macho City.
Create a grand
There,
slam
Steve
with
Miller.
your fitness goals this summer.
High fastball.
Call or visit SpengoNashua.com now for your free session. Now it's time to rise up out of your seats for the playing of Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline, Tom's favorite song.
When the Sox were playing the Padres,
Yeah.
and they started the 7th inning stretch with this song, and then they went from this song, just as about Caroline,
Yeah.
it switched into a completely different song by a different performer.
Oh, they did a change up on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was from like last year, I guess.
Oh,
or the year
I
before.
remember that. Yeah. And all those Red Sox fans in the stands got played. Yeah. Yeah, we deserve that one. The audacity to think they'd play that song at a visiting park.
And they lost, and then the Sox lost.
They did? Was that the one that Will, what's his name, hit a home run in the last inning to come from behind? I don't know. Actually, no, I was mixing it up. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, you can spend a lot of entertaining hours on TikTok. Yeah.
Educate me on that. Do you have to subscribe to that, or can you just
It's
go
just
on?
an app. You can download it like Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a free app. Yeah. You should go on it, Tom.
Why?
I don't know. Because you're in the media and people would follow you on it.
Oh, God.
All these kids here would. Every one of them.
Now batting the third baseman from North.
And you'd have to think up content, of course. That's the
Yeah,
tough
that's
part.
the problem.
Yeah, but you can make it 15 seconds long if you want. Yeah.
Big clips anywhere from 15 to 1 minute.
Yeah.
More than a minute.
15 seconds to 1 minute. First pitch, swinging and hammering it and
Same
visiting
spot.
the gap
Boy, I'll
again.
tell you, how many times do we see that?
They're just going shopping at the Gap all day
You know, Pete
long.
Johnson can save some editing tape and just run that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You never know. Max Vieira.
Max Vieira just airs it out to right center. And he is aboard with one pitch in scoring position. So Jack Arend is back up there. We'll see if he waits around more than one pitch to hack away. And it's a strike at the knees. He could have taken a cut at it. We have a left-handed pitcher in the game for the Patrick Hannon from Willington, Connecticut, 6'3", 200 pounds, and he is a Franklin Pierce University guy. The bender's a strike. Good mix of pitches there by Hannon.
This was a North Shore team that everybody thought was going to kind of run, the way they started out, run away with this thing in terms of getting the spot, you know, in first place.
Yeah.
And things have really calmed down for them. They've gone the other direction. They've given up a lot of runs in some games, especially today.
Well, I mean, you tell the team, hey, you're going to score 14 runs today, but you're going to lose. You know, that's crazy, but it's what's happening.
Well, they may not lose, though.
Yeah, they may not. The game is not over. Throw to first base is in time to get Arend for out number 1. And to third base goes Vieira, so does advance the runner.
Number 22, Nick Perkins.
Well, let's see if Perkins can just basically realize all he's got to do is hit the ball in the air to the outfield to get the run in and not have to, not, you know, try to do too much at the plate. He's going to be pinch hit for.
Ooh, okay. Send a righty up there.
And he didn't look too happy about it either.
No, I bet he wasn't.
No, they're going to send a right-handed hitter up, Kyle Jackson.
Number 6.
Now batting from Franklin Pierce University, number 6, the catcher, Dylan Jones.
Dylan Jones, who's a good hitter. That's not a good. That's a pretty good. Yeah, they shouldn't announce him as the catcher. They should announce him as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, they absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't know if he's going to go in the game defensively
if he's
at
got to, he's got to take Arend's place. They got to put somebody else in there.
Look at that infield in.
Yeah. So
And
all that.
he thought about it, but
So basically, you know, infield's in, which
they're just gambling, Jim.
Well,
they
Bob
get a ground ball
Macaluso
and
is telling
runner
you
can't score.
his team's got more offense coming. That's what he's telling you by doing this move. That we think we could score 3 runs and tie this game.
Yep. Gets
And he's got Dylan Jones off the bench, 0-2, swinging at an awful pitch.
Yeah, way out
Way out in
anxious.
front, way anxious. Seeing that infield in is one of the reasons why he swung at that pitch.
40 hits in the game, 21 by the Silver Knights, and don't need a hit here, as Tom said. They just need a fly ball, get something past the infield, over the infielders' heads. Oh, and that was a rough at bat there.
And Perkins is saying, you know what?
Yep, I know. Yep. I don't blame him.
Shortstop from Merrimack College, number 18, Nick Shumsky.
Yeah, Perkins had doubled, walked, flew out, but he took a called third strike his last time up. So now we have Shumsky in another key moment as the infield now is back.
Needs a 2-out hit here to get that runner home.
Who would have thought in this kind of game you'd have that kind of we'd be talking about that kind of strategy, the way that this thing is unfolding with all the hits.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's almost like a small ball move, and there's been very little small ball in this game. It's been big ball.
Boy, I tell you what, if Shumsky drops a bunt down
They'll-
dropped a bunt down the first base line.
You know what? It must be just the honor system why batters don't do that more, because you're right.
I don't believe
that's
in
a
the
run.
honor system.
I don't
it's
either.
a
Not
run.
at this level.
In this case, it's a run.
Not
and
at this
it's a hit.
competitive level. Yeah, you're right.
Drop it down, drag a bunt past the pitcher, and you're on.
Of course, in this case, it'd be more like a push, but yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, just push it. It's all there. The pitcher's not. No one in this ballpark is expecting that.
No.
And he's throwing slow enough, John, where you could probably do it.
And he's falling away toward third base.
Right.
too.
Yeah. Good point.
A little bit.
Instead, you bloop one out, and it's going to be caught easily.
Maglieri has it for
That'll
out
do
number
it.
3, and
So
that
that's a
really
situation
no
where
run
the
in
first
there?
time, time we saw a team, Nashua, with a chance to score and not do it.
Not do it.
Watch the Silver Knights live.
They do have that 3-run lead as we move to the top of the 8th inning. 17-14. The Silver Knights are on top here at Historic Holman Stadium. I'm John Collins, along with Tom King and Jim McLean, our cameraman on Nashua ETV. Thank you for joining us for part of your day this beautiful, sunny, hot Sunday in mid-July 2020. Where we do have live baseball with fans in the stands. And check out the schedule for the game that you want to attend. Just for the delicious hot dogs, take our word
Oh,
for
I
it.
know. They are unbelievable this year.
Isn't there some games that they only cost $1 too? Like they drop the...
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if they still do it or
Oh,
not.
yeah.
You know, the promotional thing is all by the... I mean, you take the business model. I was going to make that point with Katie. You take the business model and you throw it out the window this year.
Oh, yeah.
You have to. You have no choice.
Yeah, you do. Steve Miller back out there?
Yes, I believe so. 21. Yes, he is.
Yep.
Now batting. The second baseman for Team Hall University, number 1, Jonathan Looters.
Jonathan Looters, the 9-hitter for the Navigators, draws leadoff duty here in the 8th. His team staring up at a 3-run deficit as Steve Miller squares off with the Navigators' second baseman and throws strike 1. Always good to see with a 3-run lead. Get out in front of the hitter. Big swing, and he fouled. Got a piece of Jack-a-Ren back there, but seems to be okay. And we'll do the 0-2 pitch now. Steve Miller kicks and throws. Ground ball right side. And
Got away with that, John. It was a
Yeah.
curveball. If it wasn't over the plate, it was on the outer half of the plate.
Yeah.
Had that been just a little bit more over the plate and hung the way it did, it would have been out of here.
So 1 up and 1 down for the Navigators here in the 8th.
But it's one less pitch he has to throw, right?
Yep.
So whatever works.
Ball 1. Top of the order.
Yeah.
Baglieri. He's got 4 hits in the game. Big swing, fouls it
If
back.
I'm Nashua, I want to get Cody Morissette off the field for the top of the 9th.
Yeah.
And I don't want to face a few of the hitters in the bottom of the order. That middle of the order, 4, 5, 6, Brickman all the way through to McElroy, hasn't done a whole lot in terms of big damage. But I'd like to get past Morissette. Oh, that was coming
It's
right
coming
at
to you
me.
again.
That was coming right at me, and I was moving.
Whoever put the net up, they knew just
No,
how high
they
to make it.
didn't make it high enough.
Not for you, but
No.
I like the possibility that you could get hits on.
I know you do, John. I know
You know, it
do.
was too high. It would take the fun out of it. I don't really want to
That's
get hit.
true.
I just wanted to, like, you know,
That-
all
well,
around
you need some entertainment, John.
Exactly,
Collins,
yeah.
So that's it.
And it just adds to it.
Right, it just does.
Miller doing a good job at jamming the hitter and gets 2 outs on ground balls. A rarity, and the big
He
rarity
just
would
had
be
to
a
settle
1-2-3
down
inning.
after that first pitch that was creamed.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you're a pitcher that gives up a hit like that, but doesn't let it affect you, He's got a strikeout, and he's got 3 outs since then.
Yeah.
Morissette's going to be a tough out. He's a tough hitter.
Right.
He has a professional career ahead of him. He will be in the minor leagues this time next year if if things go according to normalcy.
Wow. Bender on the outside corner, quickly 0-2.
Well, actually, I think next year's his senior year at BC. I think so. It would be 2 years from now. But actually, no. This time next year, he probably already would have been drafted. So he would have played a senior year at BC and then be drafted. I have to get my years and everything else in order.
Yeah.
So he also has another year of eligibility. But if he gets drafted, I don't think he'd care about that. He gets his degree and would get a pro contract.
Wow.
But he is definitely
prospect.
he's a pro prospect. There's no question about it. And there are a lot of the fans here who, a lot of the diehards will probably tell you that they wish he was in a Silver Knight uniform today.
The 1-2 pitch is on the way from Steve Miller to Morissette, and he backs away from a high.
See, Miller
pitch.
can't get too caught up in who's at the plate. He knows Morissette's a good player.
Yeah.
Don't try to blow it by him or outguess him. Just give him a good pitch, see what he does. And he tried to blow it by him, and he's not that kind of pitcher.
Count's gone full to Morissette, who cannot hit a 3-run homer in this situation.
See, the thing with Miller, John, if you watch him, if he speeds up his delivery, that's when he gets himself into a little bit of trouble. That's a slow delivery.
This has got a chance. It's slicing
does.
toward the pole, and it is
Gone.
foul ball.
Wow.
I think the third base coach thinks that was fair.
Argument.
Where did you think that was,
I thought
Tom?
it was fair.
I did too.
But you know what? We're at a bad angle.
We are, I guess, at a disadvantage.
And
Third base coach is certainly still looking around like he thought that was the wrong
the
call.
manager hasn't come out to make his third argument of the day.
How quickly did that get out of here?
Very
and you know what?
quickly.
There's a couple of guys in the bullpen down there that think it was fair. One guy standing up
They're
with his.
standing up. Yeah, exactly.
They're still looking at it because where it bounced, right?
No, I just
Look at with the angle it had. Didn't it bounce in between those two picnic tables on the left?
I don't think so. Anyway, Morissette's going to be on.
I got to watch this game back in so many ways. There's another one.
It did bounce
It got out of here so quick.
over by where that opening is. You're right. It bounced there, but I don't know. That's a tough one.
Because, I mean, it started
But I
out,
thought it was. I mean, I watched it. I thought it was fair.
It started out over the hole between third baseman and the shortstop.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
lost
thi-
the third umpire.
Interesting. I haven't noticed that.
Yeah. Now, that would have been his call, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Would it have been?
Yeah, you would have been
Yeah,
standing
it
on the
would have
left
been.
side
That's
of the
right. It would have
infield.
been his call. You're right.
I think, unless they defer to the home plate
And I wonder
umpire
why
on
we
that.
lost him. Heat.
Maybe, yeah. He was a large man. And maybe safety precaution. 3 hours into this one. Right? Con, it started 3:06 then?
Yeah,
3 o'clock?
3:06. Yeah, about that. 3 hours.
It's low and away. Well, back in the fourth inning, you would have been shocked if I told you this would not be a 3-hour game. It
Oh, yeah,
has
it
a
had
better
to.
chance to be a 4-hour game than
No kidding.
3. Activity in the Silver Knights bullpen. Nice let-up pitch there. Batters Bravo asking the umpire if that would have been a called strike. I think his answer was it was just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes as Logan Bravo tries to load up here and
Miller's going to try a fastball. No?
some sort of a breaking ball in the dirt, non-competitive.
I would
pitch,
have
though.
tried the fastball right by him. I think that's
Yeah.
Miller has that ability.
So the runner will be off with the pitch as Dominic Keegan moves back toward the outfield grass. He'll concede the jump.
Miller seems to have gotten himself into trouble just trying to do too much on the mound, John. Don't you think?
I think he has a little fear of some of these hitters.
I think so too.
And there's a big
again
hack.
headed towards me.
Again, the bid to Tom to get it over the Tom King dunk tank over there.
Yeah, one of them's going to make it in here. One already has this year. I was down on the field.
Yeah. He's awake. He's pretty good.
I'm holding my Bob Bates fan right here in my hand.
That's it.
I'll have
That's
this
high.
thing.
It's
I'll
just a
keep
good
this,
at-bat
I'll
by
keep this thing
Bravo.
forever.
Logan Bravo's a tough out. And he trots down to first base, and
And
that'll
that's
be
it
all
for Miller as
Steve
he
Miller.
just is overthrowing the ball. Just completely out of rhythm.
Alex Brickman.
Kyle Jackson doesn't go out to talk to pitchers. He just has to take them out. I think it was just a case of Miller getting a little tired, trying to overcompensate.
Yeah. So a new pitcher comes into the game for the Silver Knights,
Chris Chaney, who was one of the ones I mentioned.
Chris Chaney. So how can we relate this to our old age?
Attention fans, now pitching for your Silver Knights.
We had Kramer, we had Steve Miller band. Chaney? Oh, Chaney under Bush, right.
Dick Cheney, yeah, that was
Dick
spelled
Cheney.
Cheney though.
Ah.
Sorry, Jim. Nice try. Jim, stop trying to help him out, will you please? I mean,
Oh,
really?
man.
It's like throwing gasoline on a fire.
How does he spell it? Let's see.
He spells it C-H-A.
C-H-A.
Chris does. Like Don Cheney.
Oh, that's Don Chaney from the Celtics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Lon Chaney, the horror actor? Yeah, that's it. C-H-A-N-E-Y. Falling Waters, West Virginia. Sounds like a nice place.
Sounds like a pretty hot and humid place right now, just like here.
Like, yeah, it sounds like we got waterfalls in Falling Waters, West Virginia. And he pitches for Maryland University.
Yep.
The Terrapins?
Spending his summer in the great Northeast.
What is a terrapin, Tom?
I have no idea.
Oh, Jim's going to educate us. Oh, it's a turtle. That's right. It's a kind of a turtle.
You know, that's fitting for this game.
It's going along slow.
It's going a little slow.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
is
I
Alex
was hoping
Brickman
to be back in my surroundings by now.
And is it Brickman with that terrapin speed up there at the plate? You know, I shouldn't say that. He could probably. He's had a double in this game. He's also scored from second, so he's still young. He's still spry.
Yeah, he'd probably.
Even though he's 265 pounds.
I could beat him in a race.
Oh. You're not a young man anymore, Tom.
No, I'd probably be crawling to the finish line. With a hamstring, but
Yeah, it depends on what race you're talking about. Yeah, Brickman actually kind of like almost pulled a muscle swinging so hard at that one, that waving through the 0-2 pitch from Chaney, Chris Chaney, 6'1", 195, and hard hit foul.
And lucky because that hung.
Yeah.
Cheney way out in front.
Yeah, Brickman looking for a fastball, Tom, I think, is his default thing.
Well, would you throw him one here, John? 0-2, you're going to waste a pitch. You don't want it near the plate.
If I threw him a fastball right here, it would be at his shoulders.
Oh, nice
Oh,
pitch.
look at that bender.
pitch. Cheney was walking off the mound before the call was even made. He was so confident. That is the pitch of the ball game, John Collins.
I'll give you that, Tom.
The movement on that pitch just dropped right down in the zone.
And
if you're Alex Brickman, all you can do is tip your hat to the pitcher because that is a major league pitch right there.
That's a sharp breaking ball.
That is, and that's why Cheney, I mentioned him. I think he's going to come out and try to pitch the ninth, too.
You know, all right, Tom, you picked up on his body language there. Obviously, that's something that he has done before to a lot of batters.
And if you've got that kind of movement on your pitches and be able to mix things up, I want you on my team. I know that.
Yeah,
that's a great pickup for this team.
You know he's done that to a lot of right-handed sluggers where they just literally stand straight up and the thing breaks over the middle of the plate for a strike. So good job by Chris Chaney. And we go to the Bottom of the 8th. This may be the last time the Silver Knights get to bat in this game.
Well, now the sun is not a factor in this game, as the clouds have. There's been some wispy clouds that have kind of taken over the sky. It's not a bright, hot sun anymore.
Right, you're right. Is Kyle talking to his dad right
yeah,
there?
His family is usually here. You know, his dad's here. He's a long-time coach. You know, he's had his wife and child here.
He's in that.
Kyle is in his. Kyle is
T-shirt right there with the hat. Yeah.
Yes. Kyle is in his surroundings. I mean, he's in his element.
Yeah,
he has done a fine job managing, and he's also done, I think, with his comments to me, you know, for print.
Yeah.
He's very, and I don't want to say guarded. He's very logical in what he says, and he says this is. He talks to me like he's talking to his team.
Yeah.
This is what I want them to know, and that's what he
Cape
tells
League
me.
Shirt.
You know?
Mr. Jackson's wearing a Cape League shirt. I still remember they were kind enough to invite me into their home back in 2003, right after Kyle got drafted by the Red Sox, and had a nice interview with them. And then I followed Kyle on down to Fort Myers and interviewed him down there.
How about that? What were you doing working all that?
I was with the Lowell Sun, and I talked my way into it going with Rob Bradford.
There you go.
I hung around with one of you sports writers for a week.
That'll do it.
And Rob had a book that just came out called Chasing Steinbrenner.
Yep.
It actually hadn't come out. He was frustrated by it. It wasn't completely printed and published yet. But he had followed around Theo Epstein and J.P. Ricciardi for an entire summer, and had written about it. And it was called Chasing Steinbrenner, like trying to, have the kind of success the Yankees had.
Right.
And he had great access to them. That is deep.
That's gone.
And it's to Triples Alley, and it's over Triples Alley for another Nashua Silver Knights home run. Jared Dupree with his second home run of the game. Flipped it out of here. About 390. Oh, it's 311 down the line to right field. I see it now.
But that ball was not over that. That was through the.
No, you're right. It was exactly what you talked about earlier, Tom.
Right
the
over
Chris
Triple
English
Alley.
gate.
Right over the Triple Alley.
Yeah, and it cleared it pretty good. Like I'd say about 20 feet past.
That's more than 311 there. It's 311 down the line, but that's
311 down the line, and then where it was, I'll give that another 80 feet. So I'm saying 390 on that
probably
shot. Jared Dupree, the league's leading hitter, is not left out of the hit parade here on a scorching Sunday at Holman Stadium, as he has added another exclamation point to the scoring. 18-14. I'm almost losing track of the home runs. Was that number 6?
Hold on.
It's got to be an FCBL record. Unless you're talking about that bandbox he used to play in.
Yeah, there's a lot of band, but the one on Seacoast, that's 4. I have 5.
Okay, you got 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that would that Leary Field in Portsmouth.
Just foul. So who hit him? Who hit the 5?
Okay, Dupree with 2, Shumsky with the grand slam, Rounds has 1. And Stallman has 1.
Yes, thank you. And they did go, they have a grand slam and they have back-to-back. Every kind of assortment of Baskin-Robbins home runs that you want. Left field, right field, center field, grand slam, back-to-back. And wrapping another hit, Dominic Keegan goes through the hole.
23 hits.
Ciao. And just taking one for the team right now. I love they do have bullpen activity, even though it's the bottom of the 8th, down by 4. The North Shore Navigators.
Yeah, because they don't want this to continue. They want to keep the game as close as they can. Whereas there is no activity in the Silver Knights bullpen, which tells you that Cheney will come out and pitch the 9th.
Patrick Hannon with a nice front door curve that time as he bends back John Meade. Meade's got 4 hits in the game. Oh, it's behind him. And what a nice grab coming up out of his crouch.
Got right out, slipped right out of his hand.
I think that's number 20 behind the dish. Ryan Turen still has caught 3 hours plus behind the dish on this hot day. Catchers are really the ones that bear the brunt on hot days like this. The pitch, topped foul. It was a change up at 80. How about that home run to right by Dupree? And he hit one to center, right? That was his other one. It was dead center.
Dead center.
Man,
Well,
making the park look small today.
Yeah, I mean, I think the conditions have also led to that.
Ground ball to second baseman. They're going to try for 2.
They're going to get it.
And they got it. 4-6-3 ends the inning, but not before the Silver Knights tack 1 on the board.
We'll see how important that 1 run is.
Yeah, we'll see.
If Cheney can pitch
Hopefully
like we
it's
saw
not.
him, I don't think it's going to be as important as we think.
Please help us keep everyone safe at home and by remembering
Boy.
social distance from other fans and to
Are we
wear
really?
vaccinated
I won't say it.
common spaces, such as the concourse, bathrooms, and
Only 3 outs away.
Now, see, that is Jeff Mausow with the bat and the civvies, knowing that he's not pitching.
Where?
In the right back behind Jackson, now going into the dugout, down the
Okay.
steps.
All right. So these guys have tomorrow off, Tom. That's a well-timed off day.
Monday is with the even number of teams.
Yeah.
Monday is a universal off day for the league unless you're making a game up and they reschedule it to them.
Yeah.
And they usually don't do that. They usually will reschedule to a doubleheader.
Right.
So they try to keep the sanctity of Monday off to give these guys a day off, and especially now in the COVID situation, it keeps them away from the ballpark and everything else. So that's one of the reasons why. So
Well, no matter what happens in this next half inning, I'm going to remember this one.
well, we've done some memorable games together
Doozies,
over the
yeah.
years, but this is a doozy, that's for sure.
18-14 as we go to the bottom of the ninth and top of the ninth, and it's not a safe situation, I guess, because of the 4 runs.
4-run lead. Yeah, but if he gets a runner on, it
Oh,
is.
but he came in the 8th. I mean,
Yeah, so maybe
does
it
that
is.
change it? Yeah,
I
maybe
think
it
that
is.
changes it.
Coming right after. Oh, he doesn't get the call. Kind of a little bit of a Scroogey action on that. Then went inside. Big swing. What else? And a miss. Chris Cheney trying to close it out. The 1-1
Whoa.
over the head of the batter. Ooh.
That was that pitch that he threw for the call third strike. It didn't exactly.
Yeah, he didn't get on top of that one.
Leave the hand the way it was supposed to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Rock
gone.
to left,
See
and
ya.
it's a no-doubter.
Yep.
As
Yeah, see, he
Cal
didn't trust his
Klima
curve.
just watched it go.
Trust his curveball and decided he was going to go fastball and trusted that, and boom.
I just completely lost sight of that about its apex. I mean, that was just crushed. And it's in the woods someplace.
Now batting from the
What
University of Maine,
a
number 23,
strike by
Sean Lawler.
His
Klimo.
third hit. Doubled
Yeah.
in 2 runs in the first inning.
So I guess they were overdue for a homer, Tom, in this kind of atmosphere.
But now let's see if Cheney lets that bother him.
Oh, boy, nobody out. Yeah, you know what? That's the key, right? He needs an out.
He needs the out. He needs the confidence.
Sean Lawler is the batter, and he skies one down the left field line and almost made it another.
Yeah, that wasn't
difficult-
close.
No, it wasn't that close.
Wasn't close at all. And
Sean
there is
Lawler
activity
snuck
in
into
the
the
Silver
game
Knights
here, Tom.
bullpen.
University of Maine senior from Boca Raton, Florida.
Boy,
That's
going from Boca
I was
Raton
thinking
to
that
Maine?
too. Yeah,
Good
huh?
Lord.
It's like, where do I want to go to college? Somewhere cold. Watch some good hockey, hot chocolate. Get me out of Boca Raton, please. What?
Yeah, really.
Maybe he got a scholarship or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure he did. If you're going to go to Maine, you better be getting something.
You got to be paying me to go to Maine if I live in Boca Raton.
Griffin Young is in the bullpen right now.
He's a graduate transfer.
Oh, graduate transfer? Oh, he hasn't experienced UMO yet? He hasn't the full UMO experience? No, okay. Oh, yeah.
There's a
Swung
big
on and
strikeout.
miss. And nice job by Cheney staying away from Lawler.
Yep.
And gets the all-important big first out of the inning.
Ryan to Turin.
Well, now you have Turin up, and we know what he did the last time up. He hit that big booming double. He's got a double and a triple and 5 RBIs in this game.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, 4 RBIs. No, I believe he's got 5. He's got 5 RBIs.
Not a bad day.
Yeah.
That fade ball's working good for Chris Cheney right now.
Again, as I said before, that is Griffin Young down in the bullpen warming up. Right-hander.
And the 1-1 pitch is fouled.
That's a good pitch.
Yeah. Seems to be difficult to square up for the Navigator hitters.
He keeps throwing that pitch. He's got a real good chance against his hitter. That's almost like the Rivera cutter.
Yeah.
Goes right in on the fist and down low.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3.
Big strikeout.
So after the bomb home run, 2 quick strikeouts for Chris Cheney, who's 1 out away from sealing the deal on this 18-15 extravaganza.
Number 42, Ryan Cervoni.
A run-scoring bonanza that this game has been today. First pitch misses. Each team's got 20 hits. The Silver Knights have 23 of them.
Oh.
On the corner, nice pitch, Chris Cheney.
The one thing I like about Cheney, at least with nobody on, he works quickly, doesn't he?
Yes, fielders like it too. And he's 1 strike away now.
Yeah, and I think he's going to get that strike too. Don't you, John Collins?
I have a feeling. I
Yeah,
think he's going
so
to
do
throw
I.
that special hook right now.
Let's see if he does it and how it goes against the left-hander. Nope, fastball down in the dirt.
This might be it now. If he can just get it over for a strike, I think it's going to be lights out.
Exactly.
He might even get a swing on it anyway. Let's see if he throws it. Chris Cheney rocks and throws, and he misses down and in. So he tried a couple fastballs that didn't work out.
Yeah,
for
why
him.
why get away from what you're doing well? You know,
I
the
know,
curveball
yeah.
working for you. You're not hanging it. Got a lot of movement on it. Keep up with that.
Yeah.
He hasn't shaken his catcher off, so I think that may be what if Arenda's still catching, which I think he is, that's what he's been calling. So let's see now. Fastball again.
Yeah, he just stuck with it.
Yeah, he's sticking with it, and
Yeah.
Arenda's sticking with it, but you know what? Now you got to go with that hook.
I like it. I think you're right.
Because if he doesn't, I think he's got ball 4 and a runner on. And
Yeah.
opening a door, which is what you don't want to do. You got him now. Step on him. Keep it. Close that door. Lock it.
The 3-2 pitch.
There it is. That
Foul
was.
to our left.
Had a little bit of a bend to it. Not as much, but
Yeah.
kind of hung that a little bit more
He
than
did.
he really
Yeah, he
wanted
kind
to.
of hung it. Yeah. They give that big right center gap in the outfield. And he goes to left with it for a base
That's
hit.
it. Yeah, he's
That's nice
got that
hitting.
pitch up.
Yeah, Ryan Cervoni serves one. Serve one, that's his name, into left field, Cervoni. So 2 out hit keeps
Just
the inning
had
alive.
him.
Yes.
And went away from the
Yeah.
game. Went away from what worked during that at bat. Completely went away from it. I don't know why you do that.
You know, I just got a crazy image, Tom, of,
Yeah, I got the same image, John.
what
Collins.
is it, 3-run homer to tie it?
I got the same image.
Oh my gosh. Who's on deck?
McElroy. McElroy.
McElroy.
McElroy, no, he doesn't have the power right now.
Well,
The
it
guy
seems
up
like
next to him does.
everybody does in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
To
That's going
center.
to be an out.
And going back and making the catch that ends the ball game.
There you
Jared
go.
Dupre makes the play.
Just in time, because I don't think
Yes.
Cheney had 2 more hitters left in him.
I think you're right. And that will do it. 18-15. What a game, Tom King.
18 runs, 23 hits, no, 1 error for Nashua. 15 hits, 21 hits, no errors for North Shore. So that is a total, John Collins, of 44 hits in this game. And I'd have to go through my book, but I almost guarantee you a half of them are extra base hits.
Yes, they were, including the 5 home runs by the Nashua Silver Knights and a grand slam by Nick Shumsky. Congratulations to the Silver Knights and their manager Kyle Jackson. On a sultry hot Sunday, they provided us endless entertainment, it seemed like, here at Historic Holman Stadium. For Tom King, I'm John Collins, thanking our cameraman Jim McLean for going the distance. And thank you for watching. 18-15, the Silver Knights defeat the North Shore Navigators on a sultry Sunday. Good night from Holman Stadium, everybody.